failing. They've had great success in that. But worth mentioning, you know, it's not just the ownership of Dell, man. Michael Dell has it going on a lot of different areas.
Yeah, well, you know, he got such an early start at such a young age, and it's been building for so long. And then if you think about it, obviously he's been through take private transaction and the reverse. I mean, you know, he's been kind of at the hub of a lot of these things for a while. But yeah, Greg Lemfender was interesting last week, and you know, going to become some kind of a contender and just, you know, buying longer term businesses and assets.
Yeah, alternative asset management, Carl, is to some extent. I don't think they're going to be competing head on with the Blackstones of the world, but they are not. This is not a family office just running Michael Does Money. It's going to take outside capital, and they're going to be doing a lot of deals. So we'll keep an eye on that, Carl.
Mike, I did want to get you on a few things, namely the deceleration in durables. We got 1.3 instead of prior 1.9. Claims at 778 was a little bit hotter than some had expected. We know what consumer sentiment has done for the last couple of weeks here. And then, you know, JP Morgan keeps warning about year-end rebalancing from balanced mutual funds. They got to sell 160 billion to maintain their balance. How much vulnerability do you think there is in some of the data rollover and then positioning rollovers?
I think some of the supply issues, this is sort of looming potential mechanical selling that's out there, is something that's going to be a storyline for a couple of weeks. It doesn't mean that it undercuts the entire run, but it certainly creates a restraint on what the market might be able to do. You see, not just the pension and asset allocator rebalancing, but, you know, there's going to be a noisy entry of Tesla into the S&P 500. You know, these index funds know how to do this, but the big one, and the bigger Tesla gets before it gets in the index, the more you got to sell the other 499 stocks. So I think there's a lot of noisy stuff happening at a time when already you have the market run a long distance in a short period of time. The data is a little bit less of a concern in the sense of, I think the market is saying, a lot of the stuff is October, we're pricing in first and second quarter of next year. Obviously, there's a level at which really starts to worry you. We have a jobs number next week that'll probably get a little more close attention on that front. But the bond market is
all right. Let me send out this link.
Pricing itself for new slowdown, and I think that's something that can, equity investors can lean back on.
Hey guys, how's it going? Morning, Greg. Morning, Alkin. Morning, Velocity. Morning, Spencer. Morning, everyone. I haven't sent out the link yet, so you guys are here a little early, but I'm going to be sending out this link right now. So let me send this out real quick. See, got a few more seconds. Let's see. Morning, Usman. How's it going? You know, guys, I didn't realize that there was so much news this morning, so that's why you know, we're not really taking many trades during the U.S. session. There's actually a lot of news this morning. That's why I didn't call any trades. I'll look for some trades to see if there's any late entries available, but it doesn't really look like we're really going to have much to take this morning, unless something looks really good. Then, you know, maybe we'll take it, but if not, you know, we're not going to risk it because it is the day before Thanksgiving. So the market volatility is going to be down, and the market might be moving a little crazy today because, you know, the holiday coming tomorrow. So a lot of people are pulling out of the market, and we're just going to see some crazy movements all throughout the day. But I'll check out the news in a little bit just to make sure. Where's my phone at? Let me post this on the Instagram real quick. And then we'll pull up the news shortly. So I'll just let the CNBC run for a few seconds, guys, while I post up the links, and then we can get started.
Referencing sort of the SPAC craze as well. You can see GM has been very strong. Ford is downgraded to an infoweight group. They reiterate they're overweight at Morgan Stanley on GM, talking about their expectations there, of course, for both companies in terms of their focus on that. You mentioned earlier, Carl, already that fiscal.
All right, one last thing.
Coverage.
Let me get this on the Instagram.
Well, those names are down, and then some of these more speculative names, Mike. The one I've been watching is the CIIG Merger Corp.
Wow, it looks like a lot of the stocks are down today.
They announced the deal; it hasn't closed. That's down about 9%, but it's still up 143% or so.
Yes.
All right, post this up real quick.
If you look at the leaders on a given day this month at the NASDAQ, and it's all those things that you kind of...
Everything is down today. Looks like we'll be shorting, and we'll see.
Kind of fad bingo of EVs back or something like that. preferably China EV as well.
You know, Mike, on this topic, broadly speaking,
right.
I asked you about the
Looks like we're ready to go, guys. So let me, I'll give it a few more minutes for people to start coming in. It looks like people are still making their way in right now. Morning, Victor. How's it going? Morning, Andrew. Morning, Super Sam. Morning, Gactive. Morning, Kushi. Morning, Matt, Mark, Peter. Morning, everybody. Thanks for showing up today, guys. You know, we're getting close to the holiday tomorrow, Thanksgiving here in the U.S. So we're probably going to see some volatility in the market die down. Also, I was looking at the news this morning. We actually have some heavy news. We have this, you know, revised UOM consumer sentiment that's coming up in about 15 minutes. And then we have the FOMC later today at 11. So we're going to have to be careful during the New York session because there's a lot of factors that could be affecting, you know, any positions that we take. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the chart real quick. I know I didn't call anything this morning. Reason for that is because of all the news. You can see these crazy spikes as well. Like you can see this from the Dow 30 just dropped heavily. And I'm looking over here at CNBC as well. And everything is in the red right now. So it's probably going to keep dropping. However, I mean, we'll see how this plays out. Hopefully we get something like, you know, what I want for US 30 is maybe a false buy signal. So we get a buy signal that isn't valid. Something like this right here, it's a buy signal, but it's a red bearish candle. So I'm hoping we get that. So we have to avoid that specific signal, and then we get another sell signal, and then we could ride this down. I'm not sure if it's going to continue. I'm not sure if it's going to recover or if it's going to drop further down, but it's probably going to just continue dropping. So, I mean, we'll wait and see how that plays out. Let me go ahead and draw some zones here just to see if there's, just want to see the rejection points. The price came down right here, price came up right here, price came down, and then it rejected off this point as well. So the, it's got a huge rejection point right here. If you guys were in the last webinar, you guys saw how I identified and how I utilize these rejection points. Basically, the way that I identify these is if I see a rejection point where price comes down, comes up, comes down, comes up, rejection right here, followed by a sell, this is usually going to indicate that price is probably going to, you know, drop further. I'll show you another example over here where that's happened in the past, like something like this right here. So this is a perfect example down here. So you can see that price was rejecting off the zone right here, right? So price came up, retested, came up, retested a second time. And then we had this nice rejection that was perfect with the zone right here. You can see the wick was exact with the zone. So when price rejected off this point and was followed by a buy signal, it ended up shooting up to the moon like it did right here, right? It went so high to where it literally pushed up to the highest point it's ever been. And that's kind of what I see happening right here. We did see this rejection right here. So I kind of see the same situation happening. I kind of see this possibly, I could possibly see this maybe retracing up right here. And this is why I want an invalid signal. Sorry guys, I was looking at my messages real quick. This is kind of why I want an invalid signal for a buy right here, so that it'll possibly, you know, come up, retest this, followed by a valid sell signal, and then we could probably take that sell back downwards. Because I don't think this is going to recover, you know, anytime soon, unless we get some, you know, crazy news that's going to push price up. So here's the thing: if we get a buy signal, I'm probably not going to call US 30, guys, because it's just too risky. I don't think it's going to recover just yet. It's got a lot of space to drop. Let me see if we can back up here. So you could kind of see here, same situation happened over here, right? Let me just take this off. And this will just give you guys a visualization of what I'm talking about, of how history always repeats itself. So price did the same thing here, broke above the zone. It had some rejections off it, dropped, came back for a retest, and then it dropped super heavily from here. So that's basically what I see happening right here as well. I see price coming down, coming up to retest, and dropping down further. So even if we were to get a buy signal, maybe somewhere down here, it would be a bit risky for us to reach that full TP, because our full TP, say if we reach from here, we would have to take that buy from way down here, right? So we'll just keep that in mind. You know, maybe we might take it, but we're just gonna have to take this by ear and see how it plays out, because it's it's just a bit risky right now. So let me go back to the messages real quick. I see something filled up right now while I was talking. Let's see. Peter said today looks like it's going to be bearish. Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm thinking too. Benjamin said, is it only me or is Shawn's voice going on and off? Velocity said it's just you, Benjamin. I'm not sure if your connection is you have a low internet connection. Maybe try to refresh the page and maybe that'll fix it for you. Velocity said, did you just draw those lines on the 10-minute? Yeah, I did, Velocity. So basically, I turned on the K2SR. I was just looking for rejections off this point because we're looking for a sell, right? So I'm looking for the high lows. So I'm looking at price going, high low from here. Oh, sorry, wrong indicator. I'm on the wrong chart. Sorry, guys. Let me go back to here. There we go. So US 30 right here. I'll just redraw them again. So basically what I did, Velocity, is I was looking for rejection points because we have a bearish bias right now. So basically what I did was I turned on the K2SR. I was looking for these high lows. Like there's a high right here, obviously, a low, high. And then from this point right here, this high, I came down and then another high right here, right? So from there, I'm just drawing my, my zones to identify where the high is and, those rejection points, so that we can have a better understanding as to where price is going to go. Reason why I don't draw any support or, anything in the other direction where the rejection might happen is because, like I mentioned yesterday, for specific assets like the Dow 30, it's all news driven and it's all momentum based. So like if momentum's pushing down, it's probably going to keep pushing down, even though there's zones right here. US 30 doesn't really respect structure like that, because if there's momentum pushing it down, it's going to shoot right through these zones. It doesn't matter. That's why we would rather look at rejection points and then followed by a momentum swing downwards, kind of like right here. We had the rejection off this point, price came down, consolidated a bit, pulled back up, rejected off this point, and then followed by a sell signal. So I anticipate this to come down quite a bit. I'm not sure how long, so that's why I'm not going to take that sell. It doesn't satisfy the requirements, but I think it's definitely going to be dropping for a bit. So on top of that, I'm going to add my quarter points on the chart just to have an understanding, where the critical price points are in the market. So right here, I'm just going to go and manually input this 750, and then again down here for 500. Just so I can see, where the critical price points are on the market. So, this is probably what's going to happen here. It's probably going to come down, test this structure or this price point, retrace up a little bit, and then come right back down to test this structure as it continues down further. Because you can see right here, price, that's generally what price does. It breaks the structure and then continues in that direction, depending on how strong the momentum is. Let me go ahead and draw the other price point for the quarter on the 30,000 right here. So price broke through the 30,000. Yeah, so I definitely see it coming down right here, because the thing is so market open right here at 6:30. On 6:30, it broke the structure, or it broke the structure plus it broke the quarter point, and then it was followed by a momentum signal as well. So I probably see this coming down to test this this lower quarter point right here before it decides whether it wants to reject off it, or if it wants to break right through it and continue down further. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. All right, cool. My bad, guys. So I was looking at the messages right now. I got a ton of messages from everyone. Let me see where everything else is over here. Just delete all this stuff over here. We got some scammers in the chat. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything before we got started here. All right, cool. So I think I'm done with the messages right now, guys. So if you guys have any, any other questions, just put it in the chat and then we can take a look. So Mark said London hit TP1. Nice. Let me see where London was. Vertical line at midnight over here. Oh, nice. Okay, perfect. Yeah, it looks like London should hit full TP. Mark, let me mark this up right here. This would have been the London entry because it was the first valid signal after London. Oh, okay, I see it. It's almost at full TP. So the London entry was right here. London open was at midnight my time. First valid signal was right here. Looks like Mark took the sell signal right here. He hit TP1, and then it's on the way to full TP right now. So, this is following through exactly what I mentioned right here. So price is probably going to come down, hit the full TP, and then reject off or continue down further. It looks pretty good. I'm tempted to even hop into this late and then ride it to your full TP mark for that London entry. But I'm probably not going to just because of the news and stuff. I don't want to risk it. Go back to the news over here. So the news is coming up in about 7 minutes, guys. Meanwhile, I'm going to go look through the Forex pairs real quick just to see if there was any entries that we could have taken at the 6 a.m. 4-hour candle close. And if there was, maybe we could make a late entry, or, if it's still available right now, we can do that as well. So let me go ahead and take a look at that, guys. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to let me know. And then we can go over, anything you guys have. Just a reminder, I'm here to answer any questions, guys. If you guys have any, trading questions, any trade psychology questions, anything you have issues with, like your specific strategy, I can help you guys find a solution. I'm here to help you guys. So if you guys have questions, just put them in the chat and then we can go over anything you guys want. And today's probably the best day for me to answer questions because we're probably not going to be trading much due to the news. So go ahead and ask away your questions, guys. I'm here to answer your questions and help you guys out. But meanwhile, like I mentioned, I'm going to go down the watch list right here. I'm just going to look for any trades. So right here, we do have a sell signal. If this closes below the zone right here, then we can take a short position to this next zone down here. It's a little close, about 23 pips. So we probably won't be taking that trade. Let me just make sure the zones are on properly because it's been a while. We're midweek already, guys. So this week flew by. We made a ton of profits. But it looks like, it doesn't look like there's any new zones. Oh, actually, so this right here adjusted. So generally, we draw these zones at the beginning of the week. If the zones adjust a bit, then we just make our small changes, according to current price. So right here, you can see the zone kind of got a little smaller. So that's why I'm going to minimize that a little bit. Otherwise, I think everything else is pretty decent on this one. So yeah, I'm not going to be taking that trade because it's too close to the zone. And then I'll keep going down this this list right here. Odd CHF pulled down a little bit. Let me check the zones to make sure it's all right. So a lot of these pairs reversed a bit because of the AUD news yesterday. So you guys got to make sure to, well, for this, obviously you'd still be in drawdown because it didn't hit TP. But for the other positions, if it goes to TP1, you guys got to make sure to use the exit strategy to eliminate your risk and guarantee profits, because like I mentioned on Sunday, it's a holiday week, guys. So the market's going to be moving weird. That was expected. We already knew it was going to happen. And that's why we've been locking in our profits. So hopefully you guys have listened to my advice and you guys locked in profits, because I don't think we've had any losses this whole week aside from the US 30 on Monday, but we recovered that with the win yesterday. So wow, look at US 30, it's dropping. Mark, check it out. It's about to hit full TP for you guys for that London entry. It's looking great. I'm a little jealous. I feel like I should have taken that trade or I should have hopped in for that late entry to that full TP right here. Because if I did, I could have locked in maybe about 500 pips. Not too shabby at all. But yeah, I mean, it's all good. I hope it hits full TP for you guys. Let's see, Mark and John. Yeah, both you guys are in that sell. So hopefully it hits full TP. I'm rooting for you guys. It'd be great for you guys to kick off this trading day. Let's see. Usman said, what do you think about GA? Do you think it's just retracing? So let me pull up GA real quick. I left off on odd CHF, so I'll come back to that later. Odd JPY right here. Hopefully you guys moved your stop loss and profit like I mentioned, because you can see right here, we were in profit like 20 pips. So I got out in profit, using the exit strategy. You guys don't want to get caught in these reversals here because of the news week, especially with AUD news last night. That's what caused this reversal. Price came up. The news was released right here. That's when it shot right back down. So you guys got to keep in mind that these news events affect the market. That's why we're not taking trades during New York session right now, because there's news coming up in about 3 minutes. So, hopefully this might even affect the market. It might push you back in our direction, but hopefully you guys have locked in profits and eliminated your risk when possible, just to, guarantee that you guys aren't getting caught in any of these crazy movements. So let me check out GA real quick for Usman. So GA is right here. Yeah, Usman. So for GA right here, I actually got out. I got out when we were at TP1 at 25 pips. So it dropped nearly like 40 pips. So when it dropped down to 40 pips, that's when I moved my stop loss to TP1, and I got out in profit. This is also an AUD pair. So like I mentioned yesterday, all of the AUD pairs spiked after the news last night. So the news happened right here. That's why it spiked up, and then it recovered back down, and then it shot right back up. So let me go ahead and analyze this and see what's going to happen from here. Because I'm assuming you're still in this trade, Usman. Hopefully you locked in profits. I'm hoping you're not still in this trade, because we talked yesterday about you locking in the profits for like GU and a couple of the other pairs yesterday. So hopefully you lock this in. If not, let's analyze it and see what you can salvage out of this trade. So it's still entering a zone right now. So I just adjusted that zone. Currently we have it's a pending buy signal. So I'm just going to ignore that. It's still pending. But basically right here, price came down, tested the structure, came up, tested. So it was just ranging within this point right here. It was ranging back and forth, came up, it broke the structure right here, then it rejected. So it rejected, then we had that sell signal right there. That's why we took the entry. And then it dropped down a bit. So it dropped down a bit. It pulled back right here due to the news. So this whole area right here, just keep in mind that this whole area right here was created because of the news event with the AUD yesterday. So if you look at the news here, there was AUD news yesterday at 4:30. And what happened here was it was bad news. So it was previously 0.05. They're forecasting 2%. It was actually 2.6%. So you can see right here that price shot up right after that news event, because if price is going up, it means the first currency is stronger than the second currency. And because the AUD news was bad, that's why the pound grew in strength against the AUD. So that's why it's coming up right now. And that's how, it's a basic analysis of, fundamental news. There's probably more that goes into it, but that's what affected the market. So if you're wondering why it shot up like this, it's because of the news. And that's why we generally want to avoid, trading when it reaches news. So, oh man, unfortunately, Usman said he's still in it. Hopefully this is what happens, Usman. So hopefully we have, hopefully this US news right here. And then if the trade is still live, like till like 4:30 today, we have AUD news again. Hopefully this news is good. You can see right here, the private capital expenditure, the previous was negative 5.9, right? It's forecasting negative 1.5. So it's forecasting good news for the AUD. Hopefully the actual is going to be in the positive. It's going to push even further. So if that happens, you just got to hang on, and hopefully this doesn't hit stop loss. And hopefully if that news is good, it's going to spike it all the way down, just like it did how it spiked it all the way up here. So, there's a lot of factors that are going to be coming into play, with regard to GA or just AUD pairs in general, with the upcoming news within, let me see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in about 9 hours, you have a lot of time. Hopefully, that will shoot it right back down. But we'll wait and see how that plays out. Let me get my chair down. I'm kind of lazy right now. Standing up. Let's see what else we got here. Rob said EG looks like it's dropping as well. Caught that. Yeah, let's take a look at EG as well, guys. So we just looked at GA right there. Just like I mentioned, that's why all of the AUD pairs have spiked down. You see how they're all red? Because the AUD news was bad. The news later is supposed to be good. So hopefully, it spikes it back in the proper direction. But let's go ahead and take a look at that anyway. So let's go to EG. Like EG for Rob. So Rob wants to take a look at EG. Looking at EG right here, it looks like it's in a bearish bias. You know, it's kind of clear if you just look at it from a bird's eye view right here. It's you know, clearly in a downtrend. It's been a downtrend for a long time. You don't even have to really draw anything. If you just look at it from how it's looking right now, it's obviously in a downtrend, right? So it's been a downtrend. You could even draw the zone from way up here. So it's been from up here, way down here. It's literally just been going down. And it's mostly because of, you know, the lockdowns and stuff. But let's go ahead and turn on the momentum indicator. And so price came up right here. So like I mentioned with the rejections, price came down. And if you look at the K2SR levels, just without the momentum indicator, you can see that price always respects these zones. So as it's coming down, it's so smooth how it comes down, comes up, rejects, comes down, comes up, comes down, comes up. So right here, we have so we had a sell signal, price came down from here. I think we even took this trade right here. So we took this trade right here. We hit full TP off this trade. This trade was called, let's see. This trade was hit, Euro GBP. I called this trade on Monday, or I hit full TP on Monday. So the same exact trade that I just showed you guys right now, we took, and we hit full TP right here, right? So we hit full TP. We actually took two trades. We took this one and we took this one. We hit 2 TP for, I think a total of like maybe 70 pips off this trade. And this is kind of what I see happening right here as well. We saw this rejection. We got this buy signal. It rejected off this point. We're probably going to get a sell signal right here. If we get a sell signal, then I anticipate it to drop back to here and then possibly break this structure and continue down further. So that was a good entry, Rob. It looks like you did take it. So it looks like you took it at, let me go ahead and I'll draw your entry on here. So you entered at 0.8926. Oh, nice. You got in like real nice. You got in like right at the rejection off the zone right here. So it went up, rejected off the zone, came right back down. You know, hopefully this closes with the sell signal, because if it closes with the sell signal, you know, like it's done over here, like it's done over here, it ends up coming down pretty heavily. It might retrace up a little bit, but it's going to end up coming down and retesting this zone down here. But I mean, we'll have to wait for that signal before we, you know, really take it seriously, because it's kind of hard for us to really speculate on this until we have that sell signal. Because the problem with this here is the buy signal is still valid, right? So if the buy signal is valid, price comes up here, consolidates a little bit. If we get this rejection, price can't break below it. We're probably going to get some consolidation. If we get some consolidation here, it might push up even further to retest maybe this zone, this zone, this zone, you know, etc., until it ends up, you know, coming down or whatnot. So it's a risky trade to take, but it looks like a good trade overall. But I mean, we'll have to wait and see what happens, because you can see right here, whenever this has happened in the past where price came up, rejected off here, got a sell signal, it retraced up quite a bit to the next zone. So price came up here, rejected off here. This can still come up, retest the zone right here before it comes down. So it's a little bit of a risky trade. However, I still think it's going to come down. Hopefully your stop loss is a bit wide. You know, you gave yourself some cushion there. Probably put your stop loss maybe above the zone over here to avoid getting stopped out. Because what happens is they like to trick people. You know, they like to push price up a little bit, spike it up to here, stop everyone out, and then drop it all the way down to full TP. And I'm sure you've witnessed that before. That happens with everyone all the time. So you got to be smart. You got to be 2 steps ahead of the game, and don't get caught in any of those traps. Overall, I think it's a good trade though. So, you know, hopefully it plays out for you. I'm rooting for you. Hopefully we'll see how it plays out in a bit. Let me go ahead and take a look at GJ for trend. So trend wants to look at GJ right here. So looking at GJ over here, there was an entry that we took actually right here using the K2SR strategy. So basically price broke this structure. We had buy momentum here, and then we rode this to the, you know, to the full TP over here to the next zone. So let's see when this hit. I think this hit yesterday, right guys? We hit full TP on this one. So we entered a little early, somewhere around here, and we got a full TP right there. Let me go ahead and take a look at the chat over here. So we hit that trade full TP for 90 pips right there, exactly like I mentioned. What was this on the 24th? So yesterday we hit full TP off this GJ. Right now, currently, we would I wouldn't be taking this trade. I would wait for another entry. There's no entry right now currently. So what might happen here is this might come down and retest this structure and then come back up and retest this before it either rejects off it or shoots above it. There's a couple scenarios that can play out here for GJ. The thing is, we don't have a sell signal, so it still has a bullish bias. So I still anticipate it to, you know, continue pushing up even further from here, but this might pull back. So this is the reason why I wouldn't be taking this trade, because this could literally go up to here or it can go down to here. And I don't like taking trades that are uncertain. I like to take trades that I'm almost, you know, guaranteed and for sure they'll go to where I'm anticipating them to go from. So basically, for me to enter this trade, we have a bullish bias right here because the last previous signal was a buy signal. So if this was to break above here and break and close past this structure, then I would take a long position right here. However, if this closes, so if this provides a sell signal like right here, and it closes below the structure like it did right here. So say if it comes down right here, then I would possibly, maybe not because it's too close to this next zone, but if there was enough space, I would take a sell signal or a sell entry and then ride this to this next zone, either up here or down here for about, you know, 30 to 50 pips or 60 pips. So the thing with GJ is it can go either way right now. It's just in between these two zones. So until it breaks the structure either upwards or we get a sell signal and breaks structure downwards over here, then there's really no entry, because the thing is it can go either way. Like you can go up, you can go down, you can go sideways. And those are too many scenarios that can play out. You know, the thing is, if you take a buy, it can easily go south and you can hit your stop loss. You take a sell, it can easily go, you know, up and hit your stop loss. If you take a buy or a sell, you can just go sideways and then you're still in that predicament where it can either stop you out or go in your direction. So it's just an uncertain trade. It's not something I would personally take right now. Also, let me see if I could see some correlation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the other JPY pairs. So right now we're currently just going sideways on GJ, right? I'm going to look at our JPY over here. This is bearish right now. So it's coming down. So it looks like the JPY is in strength. Going over to a CAD JPY over here, this is also bearish. It's going down. CHF JPY, this is going up. So there's conflicting directions for the other JPY pairs. Majority of the pairs look like they're coming down for a little pullback. Let's continue down. EJ is kind of pulling back a little bit. GJ is pulling back a little bit. NJ is just going sideways. And UJ is pulling back a little bit as well. So looking at the major currencies that are paired with the JPY, the AUD JPY, CAD JPY, EJ, GJ, NJ, and UJ, they're all pulling back a bit. So that's causing uncertainty in the market because it can either go up or it can go down. You know, it could be retracing down a little bit and then it could shoot all the way back up, or it can do a full reversal. So I personally think it still has a bullish bias because it looks like it's just pulling down a little bit. But like I mentioned earlier, I'm not gonna, this isn't something that I would take until there is some sort of entry that, or some sort of confirmation that provides for a valid entry. Because, you know, clearly right now there's no entry until this breaks above here for a buy. And that's pretty much it for GJ right now. You know, it's not something that I would take right now. Maybe if you want to take it, I personally would take a buy, but right now I just wouldn't take this trade until I had extra confirmation, because, you know, it's more so about quality trades versus quantity trades. So you got to make sure that you're 100% about your trade. If you're confident about the trade, then you can take it. But, you know, just from my analysis, there's really no direction that's been set for this specific pair. Let's see, David said, yo, my work computer is on the fritz. What did I miss? What's up, David? You made it. Are you, well, I'm assuming you're on a different account because we're on Mexico right now. It looks like David made it. Damn, David, so you don't have any phone on you, huh? So you can't take any trades. or you could log into a MT4 on your web-based. They're just going to track what you're doing. You're like, what's this guy doing over here? Trading Forex, trading indices while at work. Yeah, just waiting for a US. So guys, I was just mentioned earlier, there's a ton of news coming up today, or, you know, this USD news just happened. Let's see if it affected the market. So yeah, the previous was 77, and then it was forecasted at 69.9, and it was exactly the same. So I don't think it affected the market at all. We could take a look at the USD pairs. Yeah, it didn't affect the market at all right here. So it's like basically no effect. The FOMC, I think this will affect the market though. You know, it's kind of weird that they have the meeting minutes, but they didn't have any actual announcements. Usually they have the announcement like the day before on a Tuesday, and then on the Wednesday, they just have the minutes. So this is probably going to affect the market because nobody knows what was discussed during that meeting, unless, you know, you watched it live or if you were there. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. We have that news coming up in about 3 hours or 4 hours actually. So we're going to be taking it easy with the US market. However, for US 30, we're still going to be looking for an entry here today. Let's see. David said, yeah, I'm in the dungeon. Okay. That sucks, man. I mean, it's all right, David, because it's the market, there's a lot of news today. And, you know, with Thanksgiving tomorrow, it looks like volatility might die down a bit. I don't think there's anything really happening in the market today. I think most people have already pulled out of the market, honestly, because the market's going to be closed tomorrow. A lot of people don't want to have trades just lingering, you know, into the holiday. Let's see, store closing, weekly job claims higher than expected as labor market down. Okay, so this is what probably caused the drop. So the weekly job claims are higher, jobless claims, I mean. So it looks like a lot of people are losing their jobs, or a lot of people are getting laid off. It doesn't look good for the market right now. So we couldn't expect US 30 to continue dropping, you know, for quite a bit, maybe for a while, or I mean, we'll see, because there's a lot of speculators in the market. So let me see where the next structure is. So we do have some structure all throughout this area right here. So the problem with this is that people are trying to buy the dip right here. So price comes down, rejects off this point, people buy the dip. And then, you know, when more bad news happens, it's just going to come crashing back down from here. So me personally, I might even put a sell stop somewhere over here and then catch it as it comes right back down. Let's see. Trying to see if there's any other news that could have affected it. So Mnuchin will put 455 billion in Fed funds out. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't look like we're getting stimulus anytime soon. It's not gonna, you know, push the market up. Coronavirus updates, UVC. Wow, okay, cool. So it looks like the coronavirus vaccine and, you know, other type of news that is positive for the COVID has been released about 17 minutes ago. Yeah, it doesn't really look like, wait, what the fuck? Tesla recalls 95,000 or 9,500 Model X. I got a Model X. Let me see if my car is part of this freaking recall. Man, I hate recalls. It's such a hassle. Let's see. Okay, no, mine doesn't fall under this. Large recall for Model X produced between September 2015, 2016. I just got my Model X this year, so my car is perfectly fine, hopefully. I've been bringing it to service for a while. Let me check this out. Sorry, guys. It's a lazy day today. You know, I figured with all the news happening today, I was probably not going to really trade much, but I still wanted to hop on with you guys to see what's good, obviously. So we do have this like bullish push up. If we get a buy signal, I'm probably not going to take it, guys, because even if we got a buy signal right here, It's only about 500 pips back to the zone. So what might happen here is price might retrace back up, test the zone, then come crashing back down. So I personally wouldn't want to take that that buy signal, because the buy signal is just too risky right now with how, you know, the market's moving currently. But this is the London Open right here. Looks like Mark and John hit TP1 for 750 pips. They still have a bit of a way to go to hit full TP down there for 1500 pips. Peter said, since I've only been using MT4, what's the difference between MT4 and MT5? Peter, honestly, I don't know. I don't even like MT4. So I only use MT4 for FTMO and US30, but I've never used MT5. I'm pretty sure it's pretty much the same thing. You know, probably just the interface is a little different. It's probably a little updated, but MT4 is super outdated, bro. It's like using a 1990s computer. It's probably what David's using over there at work. So what else we got here? I just want to make sure we got everything covered. Ron said, does FTMO have a web app? You can, well, it depends on which FTMO account you have, David. You can always go to MT4 web and just run MT4 on the web app. That's how I used to do it before. But I don't think they have one for, you know, FTMO specifically. Mark said, no, I was dumb. I took the NYSE open candle. I got 400. Nice. Cool. So Mark took this opening candle right here, and then he made some profit off that. Yeah, I think it's still going to come back down. So even if we got a buy signal, I probably wouldn't take it just because of how it's moving. Also, with the Fed speaking in a few hours, I don't think it's going to be beneficial at all. Or it might be beneficial, but not enough to push the market up in that direction. But yeah, I think that's it for US30. So let me go back through the FX pairs. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys want me to analyze anything, you know, feel free to put them in the chat, and then I can go over any pairs that you guys want me to. But yeah, I'm just gonna look to see if there were any late entries that we could take for the FX market following the earlier news. The news was basically non-existent, didn't really push anything. So there's nothing different there. I'm just zooming through, I'm scanning through these pairs pretty quickly, guys, because I'm just looking to see if there's any entries, but it doesn't look like there were any new entries after that candle close. There's GA right there. I think we were just talking about GA. Who was I talking to GA for earlier? We covered GA earlier, but it looks like it's doing what I was just talking about earlier. Oh, Usman is in this. So Usman was in GA. Usman looks good. So it looks like it's rejecting off the zone like we discussed earlier. And it looks like it's going to be coming back down. So hopefully it comes back down. And then when we have that news later at 4:30, it's just going to spike price straight to TP for you, since you're still in it. I might even re-enter it. If it comes back down to entry, I might just re-enter it. Because it does look like a good trade still. Let me keep going down over here. Super Sam said, how would you trade something like Bitcoin, like BTC/USD? So Super Sam, you can trade that with a lot of brokers. A lot of people use Hugo's Way. You know, some people trade it on FTMO. It trades exactly the same way as you know, any other asset. You know, whether you're trading Forex, whether you're trading commodities like gold, silver, whether you're trading indices, whether you're trading any other cryptos, Bitcoin, XRP. I think those are the only ones I really look at. So if you trade any of those, it's the same thing. You know, use buy and sell. You can use specific brokers like Hugo's Way. If you want to buy and hold, then you can use something like Coinbase. I mean, there's a ton of options. For me, I use, I don't really trade Bitcoin actively. What I do is I just buy it and I hold it. So I have it here on my Cash App. Yeah, I've been showing you guys my profits like every day, guys. So my, let's check my Bitcoin right now. My Bitcoin was like at, ooh, nice. So my Bitcoin yesterday was like under 600 bucks, right? It was like at 500 something. And then looking at my Bitcoin, right now. Let me show you guys on my phone. So looking at my Bitcoin now, it's now at nearly, let's see, 752. It's pushing up to 800, guys. So like in a day, I didn't even touch my Bitcoin. I just let it be, and it shot up, you know, quite a bit, like 150 bucks. And I'm not even touching it. I'm just holding it, because I already considered it like throwaway money. So what I did was I deposited like 200 or 300 bucks a couple months ago, and then I just left it there because I was like, okay, you know, I don't like to trade Bitcoin. I don't like to trade crypto at all. It's all speculation, but I'm gonna write it up with everyone else. And you know, I've made some pretty decent gains for not even doing anything. I literally just deposited Bitcoin and I just held on to it. So there's a lot of ways you can trade it. It is reaching a strong structure up here though. So this might be a problem, or it might drop down. So what I might do is I'm going to set an alert right here to let me know when it drops. Check BTC drop. So I set an alert right there. So if price comes down this far, it's going to send an alert to me. Hopefully it doesn't, because I always wanted to keep going up. You know, I don't plan on selling it. I'm just gonna hang on to it. Let me check the weather right now, guys. I'm supposed to get a car wash today, but I told him to chill out. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna do a car wash another day. I got too much stuff to do today, so I don't need a detail for my car just yet, especially if it's gonna rain soon. Let's see what else we got here. So I was going down the pairs, guys. I stopped at GA. Let me keep going down a little further. GC over here, no entry. So even if there wasn't news today, guys, it doesn't look like there was any entries anyways for the Forex pair. So it looks like we're pretty much fine for the most part. I'm just gonna mark this up. GU is still on its way to full TP. And ZD-CAD's in the middle of the open right there, and ZDJPY, NU. NU still pushing up to TP2 right here for 37 pips. UCAD right here is dropping right back down into profit. USD CHF is just ranging back and forth. And then right here, there's a possible entry for UJ. However, it's only 10 pips from the next zone, so it's not something I would personally take. Going back to GJ over here, looks like it's pushing back up. On CHF. On CHF is recovering as well. So all of our pairs are recovering right now. It's like I mentioned, you know, that drop was due to the news yesterday. So it's all coming back in profit. So I wouldn't be too worried, guys, if you guys have any of these positions open right now. Let's see. I'm like so tempted to scalp one or some of these. Just trying to figure out which one I want to scalp, or not scalp, but just like letting it run, you know, for the most part. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, so the market looks pretty dead right now, guys. You know, just like I mentioned earlier, for you guys that are not in the US, tomorrow's actually a US holiday. I don't know if you guys celebrate Thanksgiving anywhere else. I don't think so. It's a US holiday. So the reason for the you know, low volatility in the market today is because of the Thanksgiving holiday tomorrow. A lot of people are pulling out of the market. Obviously, US is one of the biggest markets that trades in the financial markets, you know. So that's why volatility is down for pretty much everything. All the Forex pairs are pretty slow. US 30 has, you know, decent volatility, but it's not that fast. It's not as fast as it normally is because a lot of people have pulled out of the market for the weekend. I mean, not the weekend, for the holiday. Even for gold right here. Check out gold. Gold is moving super fast, and then all of a sudden it's just stopped moving because people have pulled out of the market for the holiday. I mean, Bitcoin's a different story. You have a bunch of other people trading it. It's not just mainly US people. But looking at pretty much any other asset here, it's all pretty slow overall because people have pulled out of the market. We also have the FOMC statement or minutes coming in about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. So when that happens, it's probably going to push some like minimal volatility in the market. However, it's not enough to really, you know, make a dent. I don't think as much. So I mean, there's not much we can do right now, guys. I'm just going to keep hanging on and watching US 30 for the most part, because the Forex pairs are pretty much dead right now. Unless you guys have any other questions, you know, I guess we're just going to be hanging out, guys, until we get this entry. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions if you guys have any. I know we have a couple questions where you guys wanted me to cover some specific things, you know, with regard to trade psychology and how to manage your positions, or using the exit strategy. So if you guys have any questions at all whatsoever, you know, regarding trading, this is probably your best day to get a hold of me, because we're not going to be really actively trading right now because there's no trades to take. You can see here, market is dead. It's literally dead. It hasn't moved. Let me go on the 5-minute chart. So looking at UCAD right here, let's see how much it's moved since open. So market opened right here at 6:30. It's only moved like less than 20 pips, barely anything. You know, normally on a normal day like this. So this was yesterday from 6:30 and an hour in. So it moved from 6:30 to an hour in. It moved like 40 pips, guys. So this is normal movement, you know, 40 to 50 pips. It's moved less than 20 pips since market open for UCAD, which is the US pair. So that just goes to show that, you know, the market's just really slow right now because of the US holiday. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. You know, otherwise we're just going to be looking at US 30 for, you know, a possible entry. And that entry is probably going to be a sell. I'm not going to take it if it's a buy because of how the market is moving and because of the recent news that was released. I'm probably going to be looking for a sell. City TV said, would you consider doing a live US 30 scalping session? Probably not. I don't scalp anymore. I only scalp when I really need to. If I need to make profits right away, I'll scalp. But I don't really scalp normally. And even if I did, I scalp on my like you wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing because I'm doing it on my phone. Also, I don't like to scalp because a lot of people here, like you guys have seen the profits I make scalping. I make a ton of profit scalping if I really need to. And the thing is, a lot of people want to try to mimic what I'm doing, but they don't even know what they're doing. So I don't want to show you guys how I scalp because you guys are going to try to copy what I'm doing and you guys are going to end up blowing your account. And that's happened to a lot of people. So it just doesn't make sense for me to show you guys how I scalp, because a lot of people try to do exactly what I'm doing, but you guys can't see what I'm doing because I'm moving so fast. I'm literally trading, you know, within a couple seconds. I'm not like holding on to it for like hours on end. I'm literally taking a trade, making my profit, getting out right away. So I probably wouldn't do scalping, not for you guys, not for the public. If I was going to do a scalping session, it would be for advanced traders, like people that actually know what they're doing. Because I'm looking out for you guys, because there's too many people here that try to be a pro trader when they're not even like anywhere remotely close, and they end up blowing accounts. And I don't want you guys to blow your account. You guys have to get like at least get the basics and foundations down, you know, before you can get scalping. Because there's a bunch of people that just want to see me scalp, and they see me make all these profits, and then they try to do the same thing, and then they come complaining to me about a blown up account. And you know, I can't take responsibility for your blown account because you know, you try to do something that you're not ready to do yet. So I'm probably going to do scalping sessions later on for the more advanced traders who've been with K2 for a while, but I'm not going to do it on the public group because for that specific reason, I don't want you guys to blow your accounts. I'm trying to do something that you guys aren't capable of doing just yet. You guys can be capable of doing it. It just, you know, you guys have to practice. And you guys know what strategy I use. I use the pivot strategy. So if you guys understand the pivot strategy, you guys should have no problem applying it yourself. Let's see what else we got here. We got, all right, so we got a couple of people asking about gold. So, and that's one thing too. So some people hit me up yesterday. Where's Velocity? Are you still here? Velocity was trading gold yesterday and he got burned a bit. And that's why that's another reason why I don't go over scalping, because the thing is, scalping isn't for everyone, guys. You have to really know what you're doing to trade, to scalp. And a lot of people just aren't built for scalping, honestly, just being realistic with you guys. You have to be really quick. But let's go ahead and take a look at gold right here. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the chart. Just going to redraw the zones on here. Let's see. So we got this upper zone right here. Yeah, I don't know if you're in here, Velocity, but I think I did see you send a message where you made your money back scalping gold after, you know, that downturn last night, which I'm glad you made your money back, because that would have been horrible to end the week after we had such a profitable week, you know? So let's analyze this real quick. And you guys got to remember that gold is one of the most manipulated pairs in the market. You know, a lot of people like to trade gold. A lot of people blow accounts trading gold. So unless you know what you're doing, I don't recommend trading gold. I don't even trade gold myself because it's so manipulated. I used to trade gold until I lost money trading gold, and I realized that it's not really, it's a risky pair to trade. It's something that's good with scalping, but like long-term trading, I don't think it's really that easy to analyze. So looking at gold right now, these zones are pretty far out. So this next zone is way down here. We have a sell signal right here. So if you were to take this sell signal, you know, using the zone strategy, basically right here, price broke the structure, we got a sell signal, and then this was the let me zoom out from here. This was the range. Let me just replay it from this point. This would have been the range right here for a short position. So going back to normal time right here, looks like it would have hit full TP at some point, or I mean, not full TP. It would have been close to hitting full TP right here, but it didn't reach it. So I think it's still pretty bearish, which might get affected with FOMC news in a few hours. So right here we have FOMC news. It's going to affect the US dollar pretty heavily, you know, depending on what's on the minutes. And if you guys don't know what minutes are, it's just like notes from the meeting. It's basically going to have like a transcript of what was discussed at the FOMC meeting, which is basically the US Treasury. So, you know, this is going to directly affect the US dollar. It's going to directly affect gold as well, because gold is a safe haven currency. So if the news is, or, you know, if the announcement has good news for the US dollar, it's going to spike price down. However, if the news is bad, it's going to spike price up, because if you guys understand how safe haven currencies work, basically when the market's bad, people put their money into safe haven currencies like gold, the yen, and the Swiss franc. And if the market is good, then, you know, they'll put money into their specific currency like the US dollar. So for right here, I think this is probably going to continue down, maybe for the next couple hours. So this is probably going to continue down even further. It looks like it was establishing a lower low, and then now it's established, or it's trying to establish a lower high. So if you check these structures right here, you can see there's a high, there's a low, there's a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, or this was the lower high, and then this would be the lower low right here, lower high, and then back into the lower low, lower high as well. So right here, this is pretty much the range that it's moving in currently. What we could probably see happen here is it's probably going to reject off here and continue down further. So gold looks bearish to me right now. That's what it looks like personally. And if we turn on the K2 momentum indicator, like I mentioned earlier, the most recent signal was a sell signal. So it has a bearish bias. So that's why I still think it's going to come down from here. But who knows, you know, it could keep pushing up a little higher before it drops. But, you know, overall, I think it's going to continue down. Also have to take into consideration the FOMC news that's coming up in a few hours. That's going to affect the market for sure. So it can literally go either way. So when the news happens in about an hour and a half, it can literally spike price up or spike price down. But I think overall, it's probably going to continue back down. Even if it spikes up like way up to here, it'll probably come back down because that's where the bias is, you know, until we get like a valid buy signal. So you can see right here, it's probably going to create a zone down here once price reaches that point. But you can see over here, whenever price rejects off a zone, so if I zoom in over here, so I'm just going to show you an example of what I'm talking about. So price rejects off a zone right here. We have a sell signal. The odds are this is probably going to continue down, right? We run this forward, and that's exactly what happened, right? So same situation over here where price currently is. We had price come down, come up, reject off this point, sell signal, and then it shoots down heavy. So right here, and we'll have to wait for new zones to get created. So let me go ahead and turn on the K2SR indicator. Let's see if there's new zones already. So there's no new zones on the 4 hour, but if we go on the 8 hour right here, you can see that, turn on the momentum indicator. It looks like there was a rejection here with a sell signal, and that's why it dropped way down here. But I want to see if there's any other zones that were created ever since. So it looks like all the zones are pretty much the same from 4 hour to daily. But I think if it continues to drop even further, it's going to create a new zone, either right here, or maybe even down here if it drops, if it just continues dropping. So if that happens, and then we get a, or so like right here, say we get a buy signal, it pushes price up a little bit, then, or it pushes up to this zone, rejects off here, and then we get a sell signal. If that happens, it's probably going to come crashing down even further. So that's my analysis on gold right now. I think gold's probably going to continue dropping, but we'll have to wait and see how the market reacts to the FOMC news in a bit, because you know, we don't know what's going to happen here with this news. It can either affect it positively or affect it negatively. We just really wouldn't know until, you know, it actually happens. But yeah, that's it for gold right there. Let's see. John said, I make profit on daily US 30 and spend the rest of the day giving up my profit scalping. Yeah, I know that's horrible, John. That's one of the main reasons why I don't want to show you guys how to, or not necessarily not show you guys how to scalp, because I do show you guys how to scalp, but I don't want to show you guys how I scalp, because the thing is, I make it look easy and you guys want to go and try to copy exactly what I'm doing, and you guys end up doing it all wrong. So that's why I don't want to teach you guys how to scalp, because scalping is an advanced technique, guys. You know, it's taken me years to master scalping, just to identify how price is moving. So if I go to like US 30 right here, I'll show you guys how I scalp. Let me go to like a clean chart. So let's go to maybe testing. So we'll go to testing, and then I pull up US 30. And let's clean all this up right here. Turn the K2 pivots. So I'll show you guys like the basic way of scalping, and then I'll show you guys like little intricacies that I use when I scalp on my own. Because I mean, there's a ton of different things that I do on my own, but it's stuff that I think about in my head. I don't really think about it when I'm actually trading. So it's something that you kind of have to learn with practice. It's not something that you just, you know, you can learn from just watching videos or watching me do it. You kind of have to practice and get into the trade psychology mind, where you'd be able to identify without even really thinking about it. So basically right here, what I do is I use the pivot strategy. So basically the way that the pivot strategy works, K2 pivot strategy, scalping, it's like one, identify not wrong trend using K2 pivots, identify retracement, identify rejection, identify valid K2 signal. 5, enter on the open of the following candle. So it's super simple, guys. I mean, the strategy is really simple. The real key is more so, shit, my bad. I went super far back. I just realized I was on the 4-hour candle. Let me go back to the 10 minutes. So I usually scalp on the 10-minute, maybe even less. It just depends on how the market's moving. So right here, here's an entry right here, a scalping entry that you could have taken. So that was last night. Let me see when this happened. So this happened at 3:50 a.m. this morning. So right here, basically what you want to do here is you want to identify the trend using the K2 pivots. So basically when price is above the pivots, the pivots are angling upwards and they're angling in the same direction. That's going to confirm an uptrend. So right here, price is in an uptrend. Next, you want to identify a retracement. So price is in an uptrend, price comes up, retraces from this point right here and comes down, right? That's going to be requirement number 2. Requirement number 3 is going to be to identify a rejection. So right here at this end, you see a rejection of, sorry, let me be more specific. All right, so for third, you need to identify a rejection off the K2 pivots area. So basically price comes up, retraces from this point. Let me choose arrows here. So we have an overall uptrend, right? Because price is trending up. Right here, you can see price is trending up, rejects from this point right here, comes down to here, or sorry, it retraces from this point right here. Then it rejects off the K2 pivots area right here. So 1, 2, 3 requirements have been met. Last requirement, identify a valid K2 signal. Right here, we have a valid buy signal. So at that point, all 4 requirements have been met. You can enter on the open of the falling candle. So right here, you'd enter a long position. You can place your stop loss at the previous swing, which would be right here, or at one of the pivots. So I put at the previous swing right here for about 800 pips. And then if you were to let that run, you would hit full TP right there. So this is the the basic way of applying the K2 pivot strategy for scalping. Another thing that I do personally is I'll enter multiple positions. So I'll have my main position right here running, and then I'll either go on the smaller time frames like the 5-minute or even the 1 minute in some instances. Right here, there's no other entry, but you can go also like on the 1 minute, and then you can see that trying to figure out where the where our markup was. What happened? Did the markups just disappear? Oh man, I hate when that happens. Okay, sorry guys, I don't know what happened to the markups. Oh, we are over here. How do we get so far back? Okay, anyways, let me just show you guys again right here. I don't know how we got this far back, guys, but let me go back to the 1 minute. So basically, oh my God. Okay, I can't go back to the 1 minute, guys, because I might have, yeah, I lost the markup again. So we're just gonna have to go from the 10-minute. So basically right here, that was the entry that I was showing you with regard to applying the exit or using the pivot strategy in basic form. This is like the bare foundation of the strategy. There's other ways to implement it where I entered here, and as price comes up, I have a buy limit here. So every time it bounces off the pivots, I have a buy limit. So I scalp, like 300, 500 pips off this thing right here. So price comes down right here, right? I have a buy limit here. It shoots up right here about 500 pips. I close out in profit. Price again right here comes up, and then you can see it comes back down and tests the pivot again, right? I have another buy limit there. When I have that buy limit there, I shoot up for another 500 pips. I have 1,000 pips in the bag right there. So there's 1,000 pips right there. Price comes back down again, another buy limit, another 500 pips right there. Price comes down again, another 500 pips right there. So I'm scalping 500 pips every time it rejects off the K2 pivots. And when it does that, I've locked in 1,000 pips, plus I've locked in the full move right here for 800. So you can see within this little time period right here of 2 hours, I locked in 2,800 pips by scalping this right here. And that's what I mean about it being, you know, a bit risky for someone that doesn't know what they're doing, because you don't have time to think about whether you're going to enter this trade or not. When price comes down to this pivot, you have to be ready to enter that trade. You can't be second thinking, you know, should I take this trade? Should I not take this trade? Because if you take too much time thinking, price will already be up at TP. And at that point, you would have missed out on the trade. And that's why I don't like teaching this to beginner traders, because the beginner traders don't know what they're doing. You know, your trade psychology is not there yet. So the thing is, when you're trying to think about, you know, if you're going to enter a trade or not, by the time you're done thinking, that you're going to miss the trade. Or by the time you're done thinking, it's already in drawdown and you've hit your stop loss. Or another problem as well is that a lot of people don't know where to put their stop loss. It's very simple, guys. I always tell people the same exact thing. You enter a trade, you enter a long position, you place it at the previous swing. So if you were to enter right here, when it came down to, you know, the zone right here, I mean the pivot, you put it at the previous swing, which would be somewhere down here, right? Here's a previous swing, 500 pips. It's very simple, but a very simple topic is something that a lot of people can't even get that proper. And that's why I can't teach you guys what I'm doing, because you guys haven't even figured out the basics of the K2 pivot strategy. Once you guys figure out the foundational strategy, this strategy right here, then we can move on to more advanced topics. But the problem is a lot of people don't follow directions, and a lot of people don't even want to learn how to do it. You know, a lot of people just want to copy my trades, or people want to just watch me trade live so they can enter trades when I'm taking the trades. But the thing is, even if you're entering trades while I'm taking the trades, you're still going to make mistakes. And once you get caught in in something where you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be begging me like, oh, what do I do, Shawn? What do I do, Shawn? And I'm not going to deal with that, guys. Like, you know, I get stressed out enough with people asking me all these other questions about trades. Like when people ask about updates for trades, if I don't give an update, guys, there's no update. So if everyone wants to ask, you know, is this trade still active? You still have this trade active? Yes, it's still active, because I haven't told you guys, hey guys, cancel the trade, or hey guys, I closed my trade. And you know, if you guys can't get intraday trading, you guys can't get swing trading, even like the basics down, scalping is out of the question. So I know a lot of you guys want to scalp because you guys think there's a lot of money to be made with scalping. But if you guys can't even get the basics down, intraday trading or even swing trading, like it's not that hard. You guys shouldn't be scalping yet. You guys have to build that foundation so that you guys know what you're doing, so that when you get to that point, to that level where you can scalp, you guys won't have questions where you need to ask, you know, because you don't have time to ask questions when you're scalping. These moves happen every like few minutes. So, you know, don't take me not wanting to teach you, not wanting to show you guys live scalping as like me just not wanting to show you guys. I'm doing it for a reason, because I don't want you guys to blow your accounts. And a lot of you guys are blowing accounts even without my help. So, you know, that's just me looking out for you guys, because I don't want you guys to get burnt out in the trading game too early. A lot of you guys are just starting out and you guys think scalping is super easy. It's not easy, guys. Your emotions are going to run high and you're probably going to blow accounts left and right, you know? So learn the strategy first. Once you learn the strategy, then I'll probably get an advanced group to watch me trade. And then you guys can see what I do live. But I'm not going to teach beginners how to scalp, because majority of you guys aren't ready for it. Let's see. Velocity said that's what happened to me yesterday. Laughed my ass off. Yeah, Velocity. That's the thing. You know, a lot of people don't know where to put their stop loss. A lot of people don't know what to do, and they need to ask me for advice. And the problem is, I'm answering like hundreds of questions, guys. So if you guys are asking me one question, and I have a list of questions to go through, I'm not going to be able to get to you, you know, right away. And you know, scalping could be the difference between a blown account and a profitable account. So. It all comes with practice and with time, guys. So don't rush it. You know, just learn the basics. Once you learn the basics, then, you know, you can move on to scalping. But scalping should be one of the last things you learn. At least learn, you know, the basics of everything else first. Even if you don't like to trade intraday, because a lot of people, I know everyone's excuse. They're like, oh, I don't want to be on the screen all day, or oh, I'm not an intraday trader, or I'm not a swing trader. It doesn't matter if you're not an intraday trader or a swing trader. You still have to learn the basics before you move on to anything specific. Because, you know, if you want to scalp and you want to just scalp right out the gate, Then just hit buy or sell. That you probably do better just hitting buy or sell than even applying any strategy if you just want to hop right into scalping. Because if you start scalping and don't know the basics, then you're literally just gambling. And you know, I don't want to teach you guys how to be gamblers, because you might as well just go to a casino or something. Here, let's see what we got over here. Peter said Shawn makes things look easy because he has 10+ years experience. Yeah, no, exactly, guys. I've been trading for a long time, and I can identify things without even thinking. So, you know, it all comes with practice. So just practice as much as you can. Practice every single day, and you know, you'll get to that level at some point. John said, how come you don't use a K² trend meter to identify the overall trend? Because John, when if you're scalping, you're not looking for the overall trend. You're just looking for the trend within that specific time frame, because you're only in the trade for a few seconds, few minutes. You know, you're not in the trade for an hour. So it wouldn't make sense for you to look at the trend on the 1 hour or the 4 hour if you're trading on the 10-minute, because it's going to be irrelevant. Because if you're scalping within here, so let me turn on the trend meter down here. Check this out. If you're looking at the trend meter down here and it's blue right here, you would have missed this trade right here, right? Because you don't have an overall trend. You're not going to find an overall trend on the lower time frames if you're scalping, because you're looking for these quick little moves. You're looking for these little rejections and a spike of price. It just makes no sense for you to look at the overall trend if you're going to be scalping. The overall trend's meant for intraday, because you're going to be holding that trade for hours on end. And if you're holding that trade for hours on end, you want to know where the trend is going, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 hours from now. The overall trend's irrelevant during scalping, because you're in the trade for how many minutes here? You're in the trade for like 2 hours. So if you're looking at the 4-hour trend, you're looking at the daily trend, it's not going to make sense within those 2 hours, because the thing is, price can go back and forth within those 2 hours. So that's the main reason why we don't use the trend meter when applying the scalping strategy. Unless you want to do it on the shorter time frames, you can do that too. But like I mentioned, you don't need to know what the overall trend is when scalping. You just need to know the trend for that specific time. Here, let me see what's going on here. Let me see what else is going on. Velocity said, did a signal come through? I wasn't paying attention. So right now there's a pending signal here for a buy. But guys, I'm probably not going to call this buy signal, because it's only about 500 pips from this structure here, which is a pretty it's a pretty critical structure. Because for one, this was the structure where price rejected from as it came down right here. And on top of that, the critical price point of 30,000 is within the structure as well. So, you know, odds are price pulls up from here, it's probably going to reject off it. So I don't want to call this buy trade and then you guys enter it and then it doesn't even hit TP1 because it's only about 500 pips away. TP1 would be up here for 750 pips. And then you guys end up getting stopped out. Plus with the holidays coming up tomorrow for Thanksgiving, volatility in the market's down. You can see right now that the market, like, it's barely even moving. So from right here, price dropped and then it's doing a slow push up here for about 600 pips within an hour. And it's probably not even that high. It's probably less than that, like 400 pips, because it keeps pulling back. So me personally, I'm probably not going to take a call unless it's a sell signal because of this structure right here. It's not enough space for us to make full TP, because full TP would be somewhere up here. And I don't think it's going to push that high, being realistic. If price comes down here, test this structure right here, and then rejects off it and we get a buy signal, then I would probably take it. But from this point right here, it's just way too close to the structure. So I wouldn't take a buy signal, even if it, appeared. Let's see. Rob said, in your time of trading, what would be your 2 favorite currency pairs? Rob, so I bounce around a lot. I used to really like the major currency pairs. So I like EU and GU. These are probably my favorite ones to start off. But then I realized that, you know, a lot of these major pairs are manipulated a lot more than other pairs. So I think my favorite ones are probably the JPY pairs, because they generally move pretty smooth. Like, I would probably look at like AJ, EJ, GJ, maybe NJ, but definitely UJ. So these are like the top four, or let me see, yeah, top four that I would look at now that I've been experienced with, you know, trading for so long. I'd probably look at AJ, EJ, GJ, and UJ, because they're major currencies that are paired with a safe haven currency. So when the market's bad, it goes down. If market's good, it goes up. So it's pretty simple, you know, with regard to identifying it for entries. So like whenever I get a K2SR entry with the JPY pairs and they're all going in the same direction, I'm going to go heavy on that trade, because you know, odds are it's probably going to continue in that direction. So it's probably something that you should probably focus on. You know, if you're just looking for a specific pair to master, you know, maybe GJ or UJ, maybe if you just want to, then you can also bounce around between AJ and EJ as well. But definitely, yeah, I think the JPY pairs are probably some of the best ones. But if you know, answer your question in the beginning, it was probably the major pairs at first, but now definitely the JPY pairs are some of my favorites. Wayne said, "Yep, you're right. I naked traded US 30 last night. I'm seriously in profit." Exactly, Wayne. So it just really depends, you know. It depends on what you're applying. So if you look at a US 30 over here, let me go back to where price currently is. Let me just go ahead and take all of these off the chart and then go back to, you know, where price currently is now. So price is currently over here, and you guys can see here, if you guys applied the pivot strategy over here, you guys would have made a ton of profit, guys. This strategy is extremely simple. Like, I don't understand why people get confused with this. I try to make it as simple as possible, guys. Like, I literally try to dumb it down so literally anybody can be successful trading this. But for whatever reason, I know people still get it confused. So like right here, here's another entry. So, you know, identify the trend. Price is trending up. Identify the retracements. So price comes down, comes up, retraces from this point, comes down. Requirements number 1 and 2 have met. Number 3, identify rejection off the K2 pivots area. So price comes down, rejects off the K2 pivots, and then we have a valid K2 buy signal right here, right? All 4 requirements are met. You enter a long position. You put your stop loss at the previous swing right here, 95 pips. And I try to make this as simple as possible, guys. It's literally a checklist. If the checklist is met, then you enter the trade. You enter the long position right there, full TP. Let me see if there's another one over here. And then again, right here, same situation. You know, identify the trend. Price is still trending up. Identify the retracement. Price comes up, retraces from this point, comes down, rejection from this point, buy signal right here. All 4 requirements are met, enter on the open of the falling candle. I analyze that in like a few seconds. You enter a long position, stop loss at previous swing right here for about 65 pips or 650 pips. You let it run, full TP. So there you go, guys. You know, in like 2 quick trades right there, you've made, you know, well over 1,500 pips easily. And for whatever reason, people just want to keep overcomplicating it. And then again, right here, you see price is crossed below, right? Price is crossed below, price swings up. We get a sell signal, all right? Same thing, guys. I'm doing this like basically real time for you. I haven't looked at the chart, so I don't know what's going to happen next. But right here, price is trending down. First requirement's met. Identify retracement. Price comes down, retraces from this point, goes up this way, rejects off this point right here off the K2 pivots, comes back down, sell signal. 1, 2, 3, 4, all requirements are met. Enter a short position right here. Stop loss at the previous swing, somewhere around there. Let it run. And then, let's see, full TP. See that, guys? I don't understand where people get this huge confusion from. The strategy is so simple. If you guys can't get this right, you guys can't scalp, you know, the more advanced way of scalping. but it all goes hand in hand. This is going to set up the main move. And then once you have the main move, you can do the more advanced moves within the actual trade. Again, right here, identify the trend. It's trending down, retracement. Price comes down, retraces from this point. Requirement number 2 has been met. Rejection off this point, requirement 3 is met. Sell signal, requirement 4 met. All requirements are met. Enter a short position right here. And then from here, you let that run, full TP again. So it's as easy as that, guys. I mean, if you guys can learn this strategy, there's, you know, it's so simple of how, you know, you could apply these. But yeah, guys, I mean, that's it for, you know, the scalping strategy. Once you guys get this down, then we can go over advanced techniques. But if you guys can't even get down the basics, then, you know, don't bother going to do anything advanced, because, you know, odds are you're gonna end up with some risky stuff. Let me check my dang, my Bitcoin is still shooting up. David, how's your Bitcoin doing? Pretty sure it's doing pretty good too. Let me check this real quick. Sorry guys, checking my voicemail. Fuck, man. I hate when random people call me and don't even leave a voicemail. Like someone called me, left a voicemail, is just beeping on the line. Let's see, no signal there. So guys, what I'm waiting for here on US 30s, I'm waiting for a buy signal, but I want it to be invalid. Something like this right here. I want it to be invalid so that we can get it followed by a valid sell signal, and then we can pretty much ride this thing down. Yeah, man, it's been market's just been super slow. There's not really much to take. So I don't know how long I'm going to be on this webinar for, guys, because there's really nothing for us to look at. Unless you guys have any questions, I can answer all your questions. But, you know, looking at the currency pairs, there's literally nothing to take right now. You know, just looking at stuff that we don't have active. This would be an active trade if it closes below here. Oh my God, fuck. Sorry, guys. Let me, my bad. Someone's trying to get into my gate and I didn't know they were trying to get in. So that's who called me. All right. All right, guys. So yeah, look, I'm going to go through the FX pair, see if there's any entries here, but they're like, you know, I'm just going to go through and show you guys that there's literally nothing to enter right now because the market is moving so slow due to the US holiday that's coming up tomorrow. I'm going to tally up the results as well so you guys can see how our results are looking so far. They're looking pretty good, guys. If, you know, just to give you guys a basic, there we go. Over in live trading room. Sorry guys, my brain is like all over the place right now. Went over live trading room, check. Watch the link above. I remember when I covered gold. Let's see if I could see if actually I'll just draw him this right here. Dude, man, this freaking trading view is like laggy right now. Let me see if there's anything else. David, so you don't want to know how much I've made since Saturday, bro. I made a ton too. Off the Bitcoin, like for the past 2 months, bro. I put in like $300. I'm like nearly at $800 now. Let me see where I'm at currently. And someone else here is asking about my Forex profits too. So I'll show you guys my Forex profits as well. I know I show you guys it every day because like someone's always asking every other day about my my Forex profits, which are doing pretty good. So yeah, David, I started at like 300. I'm at like 450 right, 750 right now, 747, which is like right here. Let's see if I can see my phone. Yeah, it's like at 747, and it's just coming up even more, bro. So I'm just hanging on to it. I'm not even messing with Bitcoin. I'm just letting it play out. So there we go. It's still pushing up a little bit further. It's pretty decent. Yeah, I'm not messing with Bitcoin. But here's the thing, David. Like it's reaching this structure right here. I'm kind of worried it's going to do the same thing that it did back in 2017. Same structure that it tested back in 2017 right here, and it came crashing hard. Like it came all the way from up here way down here to its like to a crazy low. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. That's why I have an alert set up right here, because if something fishy like that happens, I want to be prepared to pull it out maybe and then buy it again once it dips low. But yeah, currently I don't know what's going to happen with Bitcoin, because it's literally at the same spot that it was in 2017, same exact time to early December. We're on November 25. So, I don't know if it's going to break above it or if it's going to close below it. I'm using like a normal wallet, so I can't really set a stop loss, but we'll see how this plays out. Oh, man. Yeah, Wayne said I bought 30 Bitcoin in 2009, leaving it to my kids when I die. Nice, Wayne. That you must be, yeah. If you have 39 Bitcoins, damn. So let's see. Damn, Wayne's rich, man. Who are your kids? I'm messing with you. Let's see. So you got 30 Bitcoins times. They're about 19,000. Wow. So your Bitcoin is about 576. It's worth 576,000 right now. That's a lot of money, bro. But I mean, you've held it since 2009. So, I mean, that's a good gain for something to just buy and hold, I wish I would have done that back in 2009. I know there's so like back in 2009, I don't even have data from 2009, but I'm sure it was really cheap, because it did drop to like zero at some point in 2013. So I'm assuming you got that at like you probably got it at like under like maybe 10, 20 bucks, maybe $100. Sorry, guys. But yeah, if you held Bitcoin from like, its inception over here, damn, you could have made a ton of money. But Bitcoin is so crazy. Like right here, imagine if you bought Bitcoin in 2013 at like 1,175 and then it dropped to $100. I would have been shitting, bro. I would have been so mad, because that's a huge drop. Your account literally went to zero. But if you hung on to it, I think 100 is the low spot for it. See, that's the problem with Bitcoin. That's why I would never really trust it personally long-term, like very long-term, because you never know what's going to cause it to crash. I don't even know what happened here, what made it go down to 100. But where price currently is now, it looks like the lowest point that it will probably go to is like maybe 3,000. Shit, if it went down to 3,000 from where price currently is now, that's I don't even know what to say to that, bro. Let's see, 19,202 minus 3,000. That's like a $16,000 loss for one Bitcoin. That's crazy. But I mean, yeah, I've already put money in Bitcoin where it's just, I'm not really worried about it. I'm just holding it. You know, I bought it and I'm holding it, but I'm not really messing with it. If I lose the money, it's fine because I've already parted my ways with that money. But if it does shoot, then I mean, we'll see how that happens. Let's see. Peter said, May 22nd, 2010, a guy bought 2 pizzas for, wait, you say 10,000 Bitcoins? The hell? 2010? Okay, let me go back. So, shit. So Bitcoin, back in that time, Bitcoin might have been like a couple cents then, right? If you paid with 10,000 Bitcoin, that's crazy. Yeah, it must have been like in the lower a couple of cents, like 5-10 cents. If he paid, how much is a freaking pizza? So 10 cents times 10,000, it's $1,000. I guess it was about a penny then. For $100 pizza. that's funny, man. I mean, that's crazy. If you know, if that was you, make like get rich off 2 pizzas basically. Yeah, Velocity said that's when Bitcoin was worth not even a penny. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, no, that's insane. I didn't even know about Bitcoin until probably not until like college. So like maybe like 2008. So, all right, yeah, the data's not even here. So yeah, it was around that time when I heard about Bitcoin. I didn't know what the hell it was. I just thought it was like some digital currency. So, well, we missed that. We missed that wave, guys. So we're gonna have to catch the next one. If David over here starts that K² coin, then we could pump that thing up. All right, guys. So look at US 30 right here. We did get this buy signal. I'm not going to call it because, like I mentioned, I think it's going to come right back down, guys. I don't think it's a good entry. So hopefully you guys are like, whoever's looking at US 30 is on this webinar right now. And you guys saw my warning about US 30 because I know some people are just taking it as it is, but you guys got to keep in mind that tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So lots of uncertainty in the market. You know, I'm probably I'm gonna watch it, and then if I see a rejection or if I see a drop at some point, then I might just take a sell, even though it doesn't fit any of the requirements. I mean, actually, it does fit the requirements because it it would be a pivot entry. So if I take all this stuff off right here, this would be. Sorry, guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna answer this call. But yeah, guys, like I was mentioning earlier, this would actually be an entry for the K² pivot strategy. Let me see if I don't think I have the thing saved here anymore. No, shit, my bad. So basically, this would be an entry for the pivot strategy because right here we have the downtrend. So requirement number 1, you want to identify the overall, not the overall downtrend, but the downtrend using the K² pivot. So right here, price is below the pivots. Price is angling down, and they're all angling in the same direction. So this is going to confirm a downtrend right here because price is below the pivots are angling down, and they're all angling in the same direction. So right there is requirement number 1. Right here, you can see price comes down. retraces from this point and then shoots on up right here. This would be the rejection off the K2 pivots and then a sell signal. So technically right here, this would be a K2 pivots entry. Stop loss at the previous swing right there. But here's the problem. It might have already hit full TP at this point. So depending on where you put your stop loss, if it was right there, then it would have hit full TP right here, right on that first drop. So technically this is still a pivot entry, but if we do get a sell signal right here, it's going to be another pivot entry downward. So if we do get a sell signal, I would take a, yeah, right here. If we get a sell signal, then it would provide for a pivot entry. So I might take a entry if it does close, with a sell signal, because I do see it coming down. And then, mean David, you know what this means, David, goes down to your quarter point right there for a gain of 1,500 pips. Well, look, it's exactly what we're aiming for. So that's basically what I'm looking for right here. Just going over the requirements again, right here, currently price is below the pivots. So pivots are angling down and they're all spread out. It's a downtrend. We have a retracement from this point. So price retraced from right here, shot up, rejection from here. If we get a sell signal, then it would provide for a short entry right there. And then we could pretty much write it down. So that's pretty much all that I'd be looking for right now. Otherwise, I'm not going to take this buy because, like I mentioned, it's too close to the zone up here, and it's probably going to continue down, due to the news currently. So if I look at CNBC over here, Delta Pilot. Yeah, I was just looking through CNBC to see if there's any news here that's really affecting it. It doesn't really look like there's anything, but this is going to be huge because the weekly jobless claims are higher than expected. That's probably what's causing the US 30 to drop from this point. Spencer said NU is 6 pips from TP2. So let me check that out real quick. So thankfully our positions are still looking nice. So, even though we don't have any new entries right now, due to the news and due to the upcoming holiday, we're still hitting TPs, guys. So that's all that matters. As long as we're not taking any losses and we're still hitting TPs, we're pretty good for the most part. But yeah, guys, for the most part, it looks like the market is pretty dead. So what I'm going to do right now is, let's see. So Peter said, is there any news coming up that might push US 30 up? Not that I see. There's no news on CNBC really pushing it up. There's more news that's pushing it down, because right here we have the weekly jobless claims. This is going to show that businesses aren't doing so good because businesses are closing and people are getting laid off. So that's going to push US 30 down. Also, right here the COVID cases are exploding across the US, and it's saying that Thanksgiving could be an accelerator event. So this is going to push US 30 down as well, because things are going to continue to shut down and all related other things. Pretty much everything's just going to go down. The only positive thing would be this right here, the FDA clearing, the vaccine or the antibody test. But I don't think it's enough to really push it up until the vaccine has, wide distribution. Right now they have the emergency vaccine, which obviously would benefit COVID, and push stuff up, but that's already known. It's not new news. So if they just keep pushing out new news about the same thing, I don't think it's necessarily going to push it up unless there's something that applies to, the wide population. David said, bro, I'm about to leave work. F this. It's too funny, man. I can't imagine being at work anymore, bro. After becoming a full-time trader, I can't imagine ever going back to a normal job, ever dealing with the boss, ever having to wake up and freaking hating to have to go to work in the morning. For me, it's like I wake up in the morning, go walk my dog, pull up the charts, hop on this webinar with you guys, and I'm chilling. And it's like, it's fun to me, and I'm making money, making more money than I would at my job. So, everything points in the same direction. But yeah, guys, so the market's really dead right now. I don't really have any other questions from you guys. I know you guys are still hanging around, and I appreciate that because, you know, I'm hanging around with you guys as well. But I think I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to grab some breakfast. It's, you know, I've been on this webinar for nearly 2 hours now. So I'm just going to grab some breakfast. I'm going to stay on, like I'll leave the webinar on, and I'll probably just leave CNBC running. So if you guys want to watch it, you know, feel free. And I'll probably be back in maybe like, you know, 20, 30 minutes just to check on you guys and to see if there is an entry for US 30 right here. Because like I mentioned, we're looking for that sell entry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my alerts on right here so that I can be alerted to look at my screen when we get a sell signal. So once that appears, I'll come back to the screen. But meanwhile, I'm just going to go grab some breakfast, guys, and then I'll leave CNBC running. So if you guys want to hang around, feel free. I'll probably be back in maybe a few minutes, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Spencer said, how much, in your opinion, is a threshold for being a full-time trader? So Spencer, to be a full-time trader, what I recommend is you cover, I wouldn't necessarily say cover, but well, yeah. So you want to have a consistent profit of, you know, your actual income, maybe double that, like double your income. And then you want to have savings. You know, you want to have savings ready for at least 2 years, maybe. So you want to have at least like maybe 100K, maybe 200K in savings. So you want to have 100K for trading, have that for your trading account, and then maybe like another 100K in like savings, just in case, you know, the market doesn't go your way. But you know how we've been trading so far, guys. It's been fucking spectacular, guys. I didn't like, I'm giving you these little guidelines, but I didn't even follow these guidelines myself. I literally just, you know, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna be a full-time trader because I enjoy trading so much. But those are probably, you know, they're going to be loose guidelines, Spencer. I don't want to give you I don't want to tell you to do something and then it's something that's not really necessary. It just depends on how confident you are with your trading. You know, if you're a consistently profitable trader, then you can easily, you know, live off that. But if you're still like getting there, then you would probably want a deep pocket savings and, you know, a decent trading account to trade for a year so that you can be a full-time trader for 1 year. And then if it doesn't work out, you can go back to your job if you really want to. But, you know, odds are if you stick with K2 and you stick with me and I keep showing you the way, you know, I mentor you, you know, odds are you're not going to go down that route. You're going to end up being a successful trader and you're just going to be able to never go back to your job, which, you know, is the best feeling ever. But yeah, I think for the most part, just have some savings, at least maybe, to get you going for at least 2 years. I say 200K because I think that's, you know, a good gauge for, you know, daily expenses, rent, mortgage, whatever, you know, whatever it is that you need to pay for your daily living expenses. And then on top of that, you still need money to trade. You know, you can't just have no money to trade. So that's why I recommend maybe 200K. And then you should still be a profitable trader as well. So make sure every month you're bringing enough profit to cover your monthly salary. That way you're not struggling. But then, yeah, that could be your test. You can be a full-time trader for a year, see how that plays out. If it doesn't play out, then you can go back to your job. If not, you know, you just keep it going and you literally just rinse and repeat the same thing over and over again, just like I'm doing. I apply the same exact strategies that I've been applying for years, and it's gotten me to a point where, you know, I can be financially stable just trading. But yeah, guys, so let's see. Wayne said, yep, done for the week. Spencer said, London, UK call looks to hit a lot. Nice. Yeah, so that'd be good too if you could stay up during London. But yeah, guys, back to what I was saying earlier. So I'm going to go grab some breakfast real quick. If you guys want to hang on, I'll just leave CNBC on so you guys have something to watch if you guys are still hanging around. And then I'll probably be on, I'll be back in about like maybe 15, 20 minutes. And then from there, I'm also having my alerts on for US 30. So if I get a sell signal, I'm going to come back and I'm going to take the sell entry. But yeah, if you guys want to hang around, you know, feel free. I'll just leave CNBC running and then I'll catch you guys in a few minutes. So catch you guys in a little bit.
Of course, potentially a very positive view of VMware for the long term, but we still have a lot of work to do to see our on-premise transformation of businesses get back to where we expect them to be in a normal economic and post-pandemic world.
So how are you modeling 2021? Because we're getting indications now with these vaccines that, around mid-year 2021, we could have people returning to a lot of on-premise locations. Do you expect that to happen with data center as well, and for there to be kind of some built-up demand for those kinds of services? Or is that going to shift to the cloud, and is the on-premise business not going to come rolling back?
Well, we indicated the overall economy. We call it the Nike swoosh. My friend John Donahue doing a little bit of advertising for Nike there, but we see it being a gradual resumption of the business overall, and thus second half will be stronger than first half. We do see a resumption, and we said in our Q4 guide that we see in our pipeline some momentum for some of those projects to get started, but still not back to the level they were. First half will improve over where we are in Q4, but it's really not until second half where we see things sort of resuming to normal. I'd say overall, John, we're sort of like halfway through the pandemic until it's a broadly deployed vaccine. We still have 9-ish months to go until that, I think under any scenario is the case. So a long way to go. So for us, it's sort of going to be a first half, second half story next year, where much more of that normality of on-premise and transformational activities will be weighted to the second half of the year. And obviously, Q1 of this year was a stronger quarter, right? We really didn't see a pandemic impact. So much more in the second half of the year, we'll see that being the case, and that's all factored into the guidance that we gave.
All right, gotcha. So next week, I'm calling Cloud Week. We've got Amazon reInvent coming up. There's going to be a lot of focus on future-looking technologies, I think particularly artificial intelligence. How is that particular trend playing out for VMware, perhaps even the technologies that you're deploying?
Yeah, so I say, one is we're looking forward to reInvent as well. Our partnership, our preferred relationship with them as a cloud partner is going great. And that was one of the strong factors in our results this quarter, greater than 100% growth in that portion of our business. Overall, quite excited about what we've called the democratization of AI. And we announced a major partnership with NVIDIA at VMworld this year. We're working together with NVIDIA, the world's leader in AI and AI software stack, will fully be delivered on top of the VMware platform. So a major partnership to bring AI to scale. We're also building AI directly into our products. So essentially, we're taking many of those operational tasks, right, of optimizing storage and networks, and we're doing them with AI. And we released what we call AI Ops at VMworld this year, and getting some spectacular results, 30 to 80% better than if they were being manually tuned by individuals. And that's sort of like free performance for our customers. So quite excited about that area. And I would say, hey, in the past, we were the best person to respond to our customers' needs. In the future, we're going to tell them what we did. And a lot of that's going to be using AI and machine learning.
All right. A lot of anticipation for me for what Andy Jassy and your partners over at AWS are going to announce next week. We will hear from them. And Patrick, it was great to hear from you. Happy Thanksgiving once again.
Thank you as well. Always great to be on the show, John.
In the meantime, after the break, the governor of Mississippi, Tate Reeves, on his state's vaccine distribution strategy as we get a record high in COVID cases there. We're back in a couple of minutes.
With ServPro, our expert cleaning service helps reduce the spread of viral pathogens. Put the certified ServPro Clean Shield in your window and let your customers know that you're committed to a higher standard of cleaning. For a free quote, visit servpro.com.
This is the investing book everyone is talking about. It's called Follow the Smart Money. And traders are lining up here to meet the authors, Shawn and Pete Najarian, and get a free copy.
The smart money on Wall Street belongs to the big boys. They're the ones with the resources and technology to know before any of us when a stock is going to move. By following their trades the way we do, you gain their advantage and get in first, ahead of the herd on the smartest trades.
You see John and Pete Najarian on TV. Whether you trade stocks or options, this is how they pick their trades. And you don't have to be here to get your free copy. Call or go to followthesmartmoney.com right now. Just take care of delivery and it's yours free. Act quickly and you'll also get this companion DVD for free.
Call 800-850-3232 or go to followthesmartmoney.com now. That's 800-850-3232 or followthesmartmoney.com. That's followthesmartmoney.com.
Your next meal doesn't have to be just another meal. We'll take care of the groceries and meal planning. All you have to worry about is being here in this moment.
Use code TV90 for $90 off, including free shipping during our Black Friday sale.
Theoretically, my only job today is to keep my kids alive and clean the house and find a plumber. So I use Thumbtack to hire whoever I need. Thumbtack has everyone. I can find pros who are a good match and check all the reviews and prices. I don't have to make any phone calls or give out my number. I can just book right in the app. I mean, I could be the one out there cleaning the gutters, but then I'd miss out on all this. Thank you. Thank you, hon. Find your people. Download Thumbtack today.
I'm someone who's paid way too much for car insurance for a really long time.
I had no idea how much we were overpaying until Gabby came back with quotes for the exact same coverage.
Match coverage, compare rates, and stop overpaying. Go to Gabby.com today.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Sue Herrera. Here's your CNBC News update at this hour. The White House is considering lifting travel bans for non-U.S. citizens coming from Brazil, Britain, and 26 other European nations. That's according to Reuters. The move would reportedly be a bid to help struggling U.S. airlines. In the Canary Islands, at least 8 people have died after a migrant boat smashed into some rocks. More than 30 people were on the overcrowded ship, and it is one of 17 boats intercepted by rescuers in the last 24 hours. In Italy, researchers are testing an electronic monitoring system on COVID-19 patients who are isolating at home. Vital signs are checked every 5 minutes and transmitted to doctors via the patient's smartphone. The system is disposable. It works for 10 days, allowing patients with mild symptoms, to stay out of the hospital. You are up to date. That's the news update this hour. Carl, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Sue, we'll see you soon, Sue Herrera. Mississippi is developing its COVID-19 vaccine distribution strategy as 19 more counties now have been added to the mask mandate list. The governor of Mississippi joins us this morning, Tate Reeves. Governor, great to have you with us. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for the time.
Well, thanks for having me on as always, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family and the entire CNBC family.
Oh, thank you very much. I want to get to the vaccine distribution in a moment, but just shorter term, walk me through the calculus on the mask mandate and any news about how hospitals are managing the new caseloads.
Well, there's no doubt that we are taking a different approach than most of my colleagues around the country. There are statewide mask mandates in approximately 40 states around the country, but my opinion is that our goal should not be to just focus on those 3 words, but to focus on what can we do as leaders to ensure that the majority and quite frankly, as many as possible are actually wearing masks in public. And so we've taken a county by county approach, and we have a very objective criteria. If you as a county have more than 200 cases over a 2-week period, or more than 500 cases per 100,000 residents, then you automatically have additional restrictions put on you, which includes a mask mandate, but it also limits the size of crowds in those individual counties. And we are seeing rising cases here, not to the extent that you're seeing in many other places around the country, but because of that, we added 19 additional counties, and today I have exactly 41 out of 82 of my counties that have those additional restrictions in place, and we think it's going to help us slow the spread.
And meantime, are hospitals having to defer elective surgeries, bring in staff from other states where they can, anything like that?
Well, we definitely have challenges within our healthcare system. There's no question about that. And in fact, in our state, we're a very rural state. So many of our hospitals actually have ICU bed capacity issues, even in years when there is not COVID. To give you an idea, at our peak, of total number of COVID cases back in early August, we had 337 patients in ICU beds with COVID confirmed. Today we have about 210 cases. So we're at about 65 to 70% of our capacity. Do they have challenges? Absolutely. But you mentioned something that I think is important. When you talk about bringing in staff from other states, that's exceptionally challenging right now because unlike the initial surge in New York City and the Northeast in March and April, and unlike the surge in the Sun Belt in the South, what we're seeing today is there's a pretty significant surge in virtually every state around the nation. So it limits your ability to bring in staff from other states, which then, of course, puts even more challenges on the hospital system.
Governor Reeve, I just want to go back to Reeve's, mandate, and I just wonder if it's somewhat backward looking if you mandate masks.
All right, guys, I'm back. Let's see if anyone's still in here.
Wouldn't that be too late? Why not make it mandatory state?
All right, let me mute this real quick. I just saw an alert. Let's see what the alert was for. Ooh, US 30. That's exactly what I was looking for. Okay, perfect. All right, cool. If this closes, I'm going to take the trade. Let's see. Whoops, wrong one. I don't know if I would take the full move, though. I might take a smaller one. Maybe about 80, or even 90. 850. Okay, so we got about a minute 26 left on this. We got about a minute left in this candle. So hopefully, if this candle closes, I'm going to take the sell for a sell entry on the US 30 using the pivot strategy, and then I'll call it two just to give you guys the entry as well. David said, how long has it been going on? Ron, I think they've been trading the UK 100 for maybe a couple weeks now. So maybe 2 or 3 weeks now they've been trading it. Yeah, just chime in on the premium chat, David, if you want to get more information on it, because Mark's been handling it. Mark and Jazz have both been doing it. Jazz is from the UK, so it works out for him. And Mark just loves trading, so that's why he's doing it. Okay, let me see. I got this trade ready. Yeah, Spencer said the UK 100 has been going on for a while. So you guys have been doing it. I haven't been doing it, obviously, because I've been sleeping, but it's been pretty good so far. All right, I'm in the trade, guys. So I entered market. I'm in the sell for US 30. Let me send this out real quick. Or I don't know if I'm going to give the signal to you guys. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Let's see. And I haven't done this in a while. Oh, that's funny. It's exactly the same. It's the same parameters as the guys, I got a lot of stuff that I got to change on here. I don't even know if I'm able to call this because we're kind of running super late. Yeah, I can't call the signal, guys. It's way too late. So if you guys are in the room, So whoever stayed in the room, you guys got lucky. We were, I didn't even put it. Oh my gosh, look at this thing, guys. Fucking beautiful. Oh my God. I'm so glad I waited on this call with you guys, because if not, I would have missed this trade. Oh, look at this thing drop. Oh, are you guys in this trade with me? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm up $1,000 for you guys. This is like, this is so funny because like oh my gosh, look at this thing, guys. Oh man, check this out. Jeez, okay. All right, this looks really good. Let me let's keep taking a screenshot of my profits real quick. You know, I'm closing it out, guys. All right, so I locked in some profits. Let me just send this in the group. You know, this goes to show if you guys were, if you guys follow the thing. If you guys follow the live trading room, you guys can make some. Let's see. Let's see. Check this out. Let me get. Oh man, it's about to hit full TP. Let's send this over. There we go, guys. You know, so it pays to sit in the room with me, guys. Even if you guys were just hanging out and waiting for me to come back, we made a killing off this right now. It's about to hit full TP soon. I'm already out, guys. So if you guys are still in the trade, you know, good for you guys. I pulled out in profit about 1,000 in profit. So I sent my profits in the group right here. Because it's just too risky, guys. Like me personally, you know, I took this trade off a whim because I was using the strategy, and it played out exactly like I told you guys. You know, I told you guys that it was going to come down, retrace a little bit, and come crashing right back down. And yeah, look, it looks fucking nice, real nice. Peter said, "Look at US 30 on the 1 minute." David said, "I left work to get that trade." Let's go on the 1 minute real quick. Holy crap! Look at that, guys. We caught that trade so nice, guys. Like we were literally just waiting for it, and it you know, it played out perfectly, just like we were saying. Damn, Hassan barely missed. They went to grab some water, man. It reminds me of Camo the other day. He barely missed a trade because he went to go brush his teeth. But yeah, no, it looks good. That 1 minute candle was crazy. Look how far it dropped. It yeah, man. See, this is what I mean about scalping too, guys. Like when I scalp, you guys have to be like on point with it. Or like when I told you guys I'm in the trade, you guys get inner market. You guys, if you guys inner market with me, you guys would have made a killing off that. But yeah, look at that 1 minute candle right there. This thing dropped, gee, look at that, nearly 500 to like 1,000 pips, and then here it goes retracing. That's why I'm glad I got out, guys, because the market's so unpredictable right now. We're not sure what's going to happen, so that's why it's kind of best to just close out with some profit versus, you know, trying to risk it. Anthony was like, what if we weren't in the live trading room? I mean, you missed it if you weren't in the live trading room. David said, I left work because I saw that shit loading up. Oh, that's funny, man. I'm going to read your messages over here. Wait, did you take it, David? Oh, you did take it. Nice, nice. Yeah, nice. David did take it. Nice with Spencer. Hey, Spencer, I'll respond to your question. Once I'm like taking a break from the webinar, I don't want to like talk about this publicly if it's like, private information. But we'll, yeah, I'll respond to you right now. Spencer, I did see your message. I'm trying to see what else. A couple other stuff here. There are a ton of messages right now. I got like 12 messages that just popped up. Nice. Yeah, Peter said K2 live trading rooms hands down the best thing on YouTube. I mean, yeah, a lot of people don't know about it, or a lot of people just don't want to put in the work, to actually learn stuff. So, whoever's in here, you guys are benefiting a ton. There's a ton of value in these live webinars because you guys get to see exactly how I analyze the charts, what I'm looking for, why I'm taking trades, why I'm not taking trades, stuff like that. And this is stuff that you don't really find anywhere else. Like you can watch other trading channels, and a lot of them are just, they're not really trading like this. They're not giving any knowledge. They're just, trading. But you guys don't know what they're doing. For me, I'm actually explaining, why we took this trade. We use the pivot strategy. Why we're not trading Forex pairs right now, because the market's just slow and there's news coming up. It gives you guys a full spectrum as to like my thought process when I trade. And, this shows you guys that I actually know what I'm doing when I trade. I'm not just calling random trades out. I'm not copying other people's stuff. There's a lot of other trading groups out there that you guys need to be careful of. There's a lot of other trading groups who just join K2 and they try to steal my signals and they send them out as theirs. Like, let me see if I can find someone that sent me something. So, a lot of people think they're sneaky with copying my signals and sending them into their own private groups, but they're not that smart, because other people are in those groups too, and they're seeing when people are sharing that stuff. So let me show you one thing real quick. Yeah, so Miyank hit me up yesterday. He was like, hey, Shawn, I just was putting some information on the group, adding people spamming. So this person right here, Forex Premium Signals, they're charging people. They're sending my same exact signal to their group. Like, what an idiot. It says K2 Premium Signals channel into their own group right there. And, there's some people in here that are in that group. I don't know if these people are scamming too, or if they just got added to that group, but you guys got to be really careful with who you're taking signals from, because there's a lot of people that are stealing my signals and they're pretending that it's their trades. But, some idiots can't even copy it properly, and they just forward the same exact message where it says it's for K2 signal. So, if you guys are gonna join any other services, make sure that you're actually vetting these people and they actually know how to trade. They're not just copying other people's signals, because if you ask them specific questions, they're not going to have an answer for you. And you guys don't want to get scammed. Here's our NZD USD trade. It's about to hit TB2 right here for 37 pips. Looks great so far. Yeah, I mean, that same guy that you mentioned, someone mentioned him before too, but he keeps changing his name, so I couldn't remove him. But I finally found him yesterday when you messaged me. So thanks for that, Mink. I really appreciate that you sent that out. There's nothing that I can do to stop people from stealing my my signals, but it would be good for you guys to at least vet these people that you're signing up to, so that you can that you're actually getting good knowledge from these people. You're not just getting scammed. Yeah, exactly, John. So John said I keep getting added to groups without my knowledge. So John, you should go to Telegram. and then go under your settings and then set it where people can add you to other groups, because you know, it's been a widespread problem. There's a lot of scammers and spammers on Telegram where they just go into groups and they try to steal people. Like I don't have it on mine right now. Let me see if I could. Let's see. I forgot what I was going to search. Yeah, so you guys will see here, if I just search a welcome member, there's all of these scammers that join into the group right here. You know, we have private promotion, you know, these Chinese groups. There's a bunch of different groups that just join in the K2 group and they try to scam people. So you guys got to be careful when random people message you, because there's a lot of scammers on Telegram, and it's they just go in the groups and they try to add people. So if you go under your settings, see if I could yeah, if you go under your settings on Telegram and then you go under privacy settings, you'll have an option where they can't add you to the groups. So if you guys want to change that, I've changed it on mine. So because it got so annoying where so many people were adding me and I didn't know who they were. And that's one solution to it. I mean, other than that, it's kind of hard to avoid that. Let me see, I got a ton of messages here. So I'm going to go through my messages real quick, guys. Let me go through the chat real quick and see if there's anything else left here. Nice. So Kushi took the trade. Awesome. Nice to see. Yeah, definitely. You should change that in your settings, because it's just super annoying if you got to deal with that, because it's just it's something that, you know, you can't really avoid, but there's like some ways to prevent it. But yeah, guys, I'm out of US 30 already. So hopefully you guys got out with profit. It's still in profit right now. So if you guys want to get out now, it might be a good time, because I'm not sure how the market's going to move. But if you guys want to hang on to it, you guys can as well. John said, I had a guy kept messaging me and calling me on Telegram. I didn't know there was a, yeah, I didn't know that either, John. I've never had that issue where someone tried to call me on Telegram, but I've had like random messages and I've had people add me to random groups, and it's just super annoying. City said, recap a Swiss, please. So let's go to on CHF right here. Actually, let me go to the different chart. So looking at odd CHF right here, it's still out of structure. So you can see the rejection off this point. You see price tried to break the structure right here, but it's failed to break it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times already, right? So, you know, with the failure of breaking that structure, we still have a bullish bias right here. So if this closes bullish right here, you know, like a hammer candle, then that's going to give some sort of indication that's going to shoot up from here back in profit. So yes, City, this is what I see happening for odd CHF. It's exactly what I was talking about earlier, guys. This drop right here was due to the AUD news yesterday, and now it's all recovering back into profit. So same with odd JPY right here. All of the AUD pairs, you see how they had that drop because of the news yesterday? They're all recovering now. That's why I was telling you guys not to freak out and to just be patient with your trades, because you know, I'm not calling any bad trades, guys. I'm calling trades that I think are actually going to hit. So for odd CHF right here, I think it's going to come back up, because if you look at all of the AUD pairs, they're all swinging back into bullish moves. They're all bullish except odd NZ. These don't correlate. Odd CAD, odd CHF, odd JPY, odd USD, they don't correlate with odd NZD. So we don't take this into consideration, but looking at odd USD, bullish, odd JPY, bullish, odd CHF, bullish as well. So I think it's perfectly fine. I might even re-enter this odd JPY for late entry. Let me see all the JPY pairs. Oh, they're super bullish. Oh yeah, they're very bullish. Yep. All right. So odd JPY, I'm going to re-enter this trade right now for, let me see, Forex.com. Do a late entry, Come on. Logging me in real quick. I just need to take this trade. All right, so we got 40 pips right there. Going to enter this trade real quick. Bam, there we go. I'm in the trade, guys. So I do think the AUD pairs are going to shoot up right now. So it does look good so far. Let me see if there's any other entries that might be available off the next candle close. Nothing there. So guys, I'm in OJPY. I think all of the AUD pairs are going to come shooting up. Otherwise, I don't think anything else is really available right now. You know, because we do have the FOMC news. See, this is EuroCAD too. Just like I mentioned for all the other pairs, guys, you know, people were freaking out because it pulled back a bit, but it's all shooting back into profit right now. And, you know, like trading is a game of patience, guys. It's a game of skill. It's a game of patience. So like, as long as you have the skill and you guys have the patience, you guys should be fine. Just don't freak out when it goes into some drawdown, because odds are it's probably going to continue into recovery, you know, once it has passed, like whenever news happens. The reason for that drop was because of news. And now that the news is passed, it's now recovering back to where it was supposed to go. And that's why we don't trade news. All right, cool. So I got that running right now. NZD USD is about to hit. USD CAD is about to hit too. So it doesn't look like there's going to be any new entries for the New York session, guys. You know, unfortunately, a lot of people pulled out of the market for the holiday tomorrow already early. So this is why, you know, there's not really much to take. Let's see. Velocity Settlement news is coming at 9 for. It's the FTMO. I mean, sorry, not FTMO, FOMC, which is coming up in about 2 hours. So let me pull that up real quick over here. So we have the FOMC coming up at 11, which is in about 2 hours. That's pretty much the US Fed. I mean, the US Treasury. So it's going to directly affect USD pairs. We don't know what's going to happen because we don't have any information of, you know, what was discussed at that meeting. So we'll see what happens at 11. This is going to be risky, guys. So make sure to move your stop loss and profit for pretty much all your pairs if possible, if you can. Here's my AJ position. It's slowly moving in profit. So it's still like in a little bit of some drawdown right now, but it's pushing up. Okay, there we go. We're in profit now, guys. You guys saw me take that trade live. I took it for like about a 1.6 standard lot. So it's looking good. It's pushing up right now. I have it for 40 pips. There we go. NZD USD TP hit, guys. How do you like that? There we go. Let me go ahead and take a screenshot of this, give an update in the chat. Oh man, we're having a great trading week, day, month, year, everything, bro. So hopefully you guys have been like, especially you guys who have been with K2 for a while, hopefully you guys have been making a ton of profit, guys, because the results speak for themselves. You know, you guys have seen the results. There's no denying that we've been literally killing it. See this. Yeah, there's no reason for anyone to not be doing well if you're with K2, because we're literally in TP after TP after TP. I don't even think we had any Forex losses this whole week. There we go. All right, so I sent out all that stuff already. Looks like we're pretty much good for the most part. All right, so I want to make sure all the questions have been answered real quick. Hit TP on that. We're good. All right, so we're good right here. Yeah, US 30 is pulling back up, guys. So I wouldn't mess with it right now. You know, not unless we get like another sell entry or something, or, you know, another sell signal that's going to push it up. But just looking back at the Forex pairs, guys, it doesn't look like there's any new entries available right now. And it doesn't look like there's going to be any new entries available, for the rest of the New York session because of the FOMC meeting minutes that are going to be released in about 2 hours. So I wouldn't trade anything new around that time. Also, guys, just keep in mind that tomorrow is a holiday, so the market volatility is going to die down because today is going to be the last day for the New York session to be open. It's not going to be open tomorrow for the holiday, so the market's going to be pretty dead tomorrow. We're probably not going to be trading at all tomorrow, or I'll be online, and I'll probably have the morning session with you guys just to see what's going on. But there's not really going to be much to really work with tomorrow because the U.S. session's closed, and U.S. session is one of the biggest sessions to be trading. So market's probably gonna be dead overall tomorrow, but we're still gonna try to trade if we can find any entries. So I'll still be live with you guys tomorrow. I just, I don't think we're gonna be calling any trades realistically until there's some actual movement in the market. But let me just scan through this real quick. I'll probably give you guys an update that, the news is coming up soon. So I'm probably not going to be making any new trade calls for the next 4-hour candle close in an hour. Otherwise, we will definitely regroup either later today for Asia session if there's some entries, or we will regroup again tomorrow during the trading session tomorrow morning. However, US 30 is going to be closed tomorrow, so there's no US 30 entry tomorrow. And on top of that, there's not going to be very much movement in the Forex market. So I'll probably hang out with you guys tomorrow a bit before I head over to my family's to celebrate Thanksgiving. But other than that, I think it'll be a pretty slow week after today. Today's probably going to be the last day that we're going to be taking any real serious trades. We're just going to be watching the trades that we already have running for the week. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 trades running right now, guys. So our hands are full right now. We have UCAD right here. It's in profit. NZD/USD in profit. GU in profit. Everything's in profit pretty much. GA is moving in profit. You can see it sliding down right there. EuroCAD doing the same thing. It's sliding right back into profit. AJ, same thing, moving into profit right there. And AUD/CHF also moving back into profit. So all of our 7 positions are currently moving back into profit right now. So you guys should be okay with, the rest of the positions for the week. I'll also tally up our results so far. I think we're currently pretty deep in the positive, guys. We haven't had one Forex loss all week. If you guys moved your stop loss in profit, use the exit strategy. Also for US 30, we had 1 loss on Monday. We had 1 win yesterday. And if you guys took that pivot entry with me just now, we have another win. So you should be net positive right now if you've been active with me this whole week. I'm net positive for pretty much everything. So we've been literally killing it, guys. David said London. So maybe tonight I'll go on during London. We'll see. Because if we're not going to trade tomorrow during New York session, we might just trade London, but we'll wait and see how that happens. Let me see what else we got here. I just want to make sure that everything here is cool. City said 40-point risk on AJ. Not 40-point risk, City. It's a 40 pip risk. Points and pips are way different. So I'm not sure if you understand the difference between points and pips, especially if you're trading US 30. A point in US 30 is going to be totally different than a pip. But yeah, it's a 40 pip difference for JPY. If you look through the trades that I sent out, that trade was already sent out a couple, was it yesterday? So the parameters are still available right here. It was sent out yesterday on Tuesday. Yeah, so right here, Tuesday at 10 a.m. If you want to go and look, all the parameters are still there. It's also sent in the free group as well. So if you want to look there too, it's available for you to look. I'm not sure if you're in the premium city, because I'm not sure what your name is on there. But if you are, it's sent in the free and the premium. So you can go check right there as well. Let me see what else is here. Usman said, hey, Shawn, I entered JPY as well. What TP did you set? So I set it to 40 pips above Usman, but you can, so mine is like slightly below it. So I just put 40 pips for where my entry was because I entered below the original entry, but you can set your TP to what the entry was on, you know, the original entry right here, or you can just do 40 pips up. It's really up to you where you want to put it. But, you know, just remember to move your stop loss and profit when you can, because, you know, the way the market's moving it's just uncertain. You never really know what's going to happen next. You don't want to be caught in some drawdown as we enter the holidays. Spencer said EuroCAD. Spencer, we still have EuroCAD open from yesterday. So same position, just go to the premium and just hit the search button right here, Spencer, type in Euro/CAD. And then you'll see that we have all the parameters right here. So if you want to re-enter this late for this one right here, you can still re-enter it if you want. I think it's going to come back down. So it looks pretty good so far. And if you want to put a sell stop right there, you can just ride this thing back down. That's EuroCAD right there. Same analysis. It's just an old position that hasn't finished yet. Radomir said, hey, Shawn, where's the list of Forex pairs you trade? So Radomir, if you go on the website, on the K² website, just go to the course. And then when you go to the course, let me show you right here. So let me move this over. When you go to the course right here, just go to K² watch list right here, download the watch list, and then go to trading view, click this drop down menu, and then click import list. And then you can import my watch list right here. And you'll have the same exact watch list that I'm looking at right here. So that's how you'll get that watch list. Let me look over at the chat again. Let's see. Kushi said NZD/USD is a good buy as well. Yeah, Kushi. So we're currently still in that buy, the one that I just went over for NZD/USD. It's still technically active. I think it's going to push up to full TP right here for 75 pips. It did hit TP2. I wouldn't enter it this late because it's been in this trade for a while. However, if you're in the trade already, then you should be good. Just make sure to move your stop loss and profit, and then just slide it up as it moves further up. Let's see. Velocity said, what about Dallas at Fed PCE as well? I don't see that anywhere. Velocity, where did you see that at? I mean, I'm assuming that's like local news because you said Dallas, right? I don't see anything about the Dallas Fed. So I'm not sure where you're seeing that news event at. I do have the USD stuff right here. I don't see anything here either. So I'm not sure where you saw that. I see core PCE right here. But it looks like, so the core PCE index right here didn't even change. It's the same. It was forecasted at 1.4. The actual is 1.4. I'm assuming this next PCE price index is going to be the same thing. So I don't think it's going to affect the market very much. I don't think the news is that important because it would be on Forex Factory. It's probably something small or something local. Since you did mention Dallas, because I don't see it here on the thing at all. I mean, I see these little ones, but I don't see anything specific. I'm looking at it right now. Oh, it's under gold. Well, that might affect gold directly. I don't think that's going to affect the USD pairs. Let me see. I'm looking at gold right here. It's the same news that I was just looking at on the other pair, Velocity. I'm not sure where you saw that Dallas. I see the core PCE right here, but I don't see anything about Dallas. It might be higher up, but I can't scroll up that high to see if there's anything up there. Let me see if I could. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to see it on there. But if it's not, I don't think it's important news, because if it was that important, it would be on Forex Factory as well. It's probably something local, especially since you mentioned Dallas, which, you know, is obviously a U.S. city. So I don't think that's going to affect it too much, Velocity. Well, it wouldn't matter because the FOMC, if the Dallas news is around the same time, this is going to take precedent. This is going to actually affect the market. So regardless as to whether there's the Dallas PCE news or anything else, this is going to be more important than all of that. So we still wouldn't trade during that time regardless. But other than that, I don't really see, and this happens like at 2, I think. So this is this was at 2 a.m. velocity. So this happened like, like 7 hours ago. I'm not sure if you noticed that right here, because the PCE news was at 2 a.m. So if you look at the time down here, it says 2 a.m. or even 6 a.m. So all this stuff already happened. So I don't think it's going to affect it moving forward, if it already passed, more than 3 hours ago. I do see something else right here coming up on the 1400 hours, but this is going to be during the swap spread. So we're not going to be trading that time anyways. 1400 hours is 2 p.m. my time, which is when the swap spread starts. So even if we were to run into this news, we wouldn't be trading that time either way, because the swap spread happens during that time. So I'm not sure if I'm missing something, velocity, but I don't really see anything else that could affect the market aside from the FOMC. This is going to be the main thing. And that's probably why we're not going to take any, new trades during that time. Okay, let me see if there's anything else before I get off. Let's see. Velocity said, when I get my 3 FTMO accounts, I want to interview for a K2 room, Shawn. Got you, Velocity. Once you do that, you can start running the US 30 room if you want. By all means. Let's see. Spencer said, I got stopped out at TP1. I was asking your thoughts on it. Oh yeah, so Spencer, yeah, I got stopped out at TP1 too, but I hopped back in. So if you want to hop back in with me, actually no, for Euro CAD you're talking about. Sorry, I was thinking of AJ. So the thing with this is that this is a little bit of a risky trade to enter because we don't have a sell signal. So Spencer, if we get a sell signal here, which we probably will. So if this breaks below here, we're probably going to get a sell signal. If we get that sell signal, then it would be safe to re-enter. However, I think it's still going to come down because if you look at the other, let me see the other Euro pairs. See, the Euro pairs are all bearish right now currently. Euro odd is bearish. Euro CAD, the one we were just talking about, is bearish. Euro CHF is super bearish. EG doesn't correlate, so we're going to ignore that. EJ over here it doesn't correlate as well because it's JPY pair. Euro NZD is bearish as well. And Euro USD it doesn't correlate. So looking at Euro CAD right here, majority of the pairs correlate. They're all bearish. So I do think it's going to come back down. So it's really up to you whether you want to continue it and, re-enter that trade. But if you want to be extra careful, then I would wait for a sell signal like this right here. It lines up perfectly with that. If you get a sell signal down there, then it'll probably push right down a full TP. However, right now it's just risky because we don't have the sell signal. It still has a bullish bias. However, I think this is just a little retracement. You can see price came down. We had a small buy signal right here, rejected off the K2SR level, and then it's coming back down as we speak. So if you want a head start, feel free to re-enter, but just take that with a grain of salt and keep in mind that it's going to be a risky trade for you to take. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, I think it's a good trade overall. So let me see what else we got here real quick before I hop off the call. Radimir said, can you show me again what you click on to import it? Radimir, trading view, click. Oh yeah, sorry, Radimir. So I'll do it again real quick. So first you go to the K2 website and then you download the watch list right here. So once you download that, you'll have it on your computer. Next, you're going to go to trading view right here. Click on, so this is what your chart probably looks like. Click on this right here where it says watch list and details. Then right here on your first watch list, you'll have a drop-down menu. You click on that right there and then click import list right over here. And then you should be good. But yeah, guys, so I think that's it for all the questions. So if you guys have any other questions, I'm going to get off a little earlier today because there's really no reason for us to hang around. I feel like if I hang around, I'm going to take more trades and I'm going to take on more risk. Right now, I'm pretty deep in profit for the week, guys. So I don't want to hang out and take some unnecessary risks while the market is slow and dead, due to the US holiday coming up tomorrow morning. So yeah, guys, hopefully you guys made a ton of profit this week. You know, this day, this week, this year, I've made a ton of profit so far, guys. I'm loving life right now. You know, we're all doing pretty good. So if you guys have any questions, you know, just feel to reach out to me on on Telegram, and I'll try to get back to you. But I've been on the stream for nearly 3 hours now. So it's about time I take a break before I hop on to my mentoring session later on today. I have a mentoring session today at 5 p.m. If you guys want to hop on, just just join the link. I'm going to be going to deep dive with one of our newer members, and then we're going to be pretty much covering everything from A to Z. So if you guys want to hop on that mentoring session about 5 p.m. my time, that's in about 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in about 8 hours. You guys are more than welcome. So if you guys want to, just make sure you're subscribed to the K² YouTube channel so that you guys get notifications, and then you guys will get an email once I go live later on today. Yeah, no problem, Matt. No problem, Usman. No problem, Radomir. I'm glad everyone's doing pretty good trading with us. Spencer said, are you going to keep your... I'm going to keep them running, Spencer. The market's not going to officially close. It's going to still be open. It's just going to be slow tomorrow because it's a U.S. holiday, but it's not, it's not a world holiday. So the market's technically still going to be open. So I'm going to leave my trades open. There's no need to close them just yet because the market's still going to be running on Friday. It's only going to pause for, 1 day for Thanksgiving, and then it's going to come back for 1 day. It's going to be a weird day on Friday. But, one last day to just knock out some profits. But yeah, guys, happy early Thanksgiving to all you guys. I'll be online tomorrow live in the morning. I'll just give you guys a little checkup. We'll see if there's any entries to take. If not, happy early Thanksgiving to you guys. And then, if you guys have any questions, just reach out to Telegram, and then I can message you guys on there. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys later. And thanks for showing up. And, props to everyone that hung on when I went to get my breakfast, because we made a ton of profit off that US 30 today. And I'm sure you guys are just as happy as I am. But yeah, let's end this on a good note, and then have a great rest of your day, guys. I'll catch you guys in a little